What's going on, everybody? John on here with you for a Monday night. This is going to be a smorgasbord type of week. We're going to have MLB opening day. We're going to have some basketball, some NHL with Cooper Hopkins tomorrow with the Flames and the Kings. So this is going to be a lot of fun as far as everything else. We should get a national championship game on Saturday, all things considered, as long as I don't have to spend time with fiance on that day. But I got to be able to make commitments when I can. So for the Minnesota Timberwolves, they're 38 and 37. Head coached by Chris Finch. They're 5-5 in their last 10. Starters are Mike Conley, Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, Slow-Mo, Kyle Anderson, and Rudy Gobert. For the Sacramento Kings, head coached by Mike Brown, 7-3-0 in their last 10. Starters are De'Aaron Fox, Kevin Huerter, Harrison Barnes, Keegan Murray, and Domantas Sabonis. So this is what it sounds like right now on the NBA scoreboard and the NBA standings. Let me go ahead and make sure I pull those up. So we're looking at the Western Conference matchup today. So the Sacramento Kings, I know we talked about it. I've covered them a couple times this year. They're good, 45 and 29 in the season. They're 5 games back at the top spot. Most likely they're not going to get there. Probably won't get the Grizzlies as well in the second spot, but they'll be firmly in third. So they'll be in the playoffs, but will avoid the play-in. It's been the best team that they've had since Chris Webber was there with Vlade Divac, Hito Turkoglu, Mike Bibby, and company. It's been a long time for Sacramento Kings fans to want to have something to feel good about. They've won 2 in a row. And on the other side, you have the Minnesota Timberwolves 38 and 37. I know we've checked in the Western Conference a few times here and there. All these teams are kind of just clustered together between the 6 seed, let's just say the 5th seed, all the way to the 11th seed, just separated by a couple of games. So between 5 and 11, you get a couple wins here toward the end of the year, you can make yourself out of the play-in spot. For the Dallas Mavericks, they're sitting 11, but they're going to be able to move up tonight after getting a win against the Indiana Pacers. They just dropped both games against the Charlotte Hornets on that, so it wasn't good for them. But in this meeting between Minnesota and Sacramento, Minnesota, they thought about maybe holding off on Anthony Edwards off of the back-to-back. What we do know is there's going to be no no Karl-Anthony Towns. He's going to get some load management time. So again, to give you your starting lineups, they are correct on that side. We're going to get set to get underway here at Golden One Center. John out here, your play-by-play man. We're watching this one on NBA League Pass on Fox Sports California feed, or I should see like Comcast Sports California side of it. So there should be some fun. And again, throughout the week, we're going to have NBA, NHL, MLB, and NCAA Final Four game as long as I can commit to it Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. That's what I'm trying to go for this week. But again, it all depends on when the fiance is able to spend time. So got to make sure I get everything squared away with her. So we're waiting for the players to get on the floor right now. And Keontae's tease to the game right now for the Kings. That's the feed that we got right now is avoid a 3-point barrage and win the battle with paint. That's what Mike Brown's squad wants to do. And for the Minnesota Timberwolves, we know that they can get some stuff done on the inside with Rudy Gobert, but it's very limited as far as what he can give on offense. So for Anthony Edwards, the 20-year-old, still watching to see what he can do. He's absolutely incredible, especially when he gets his points and everything else in a flow. So it's going to be Gobert and Sabonis, and for the tip, and Kevin Huerter wins it. And this is now De'Aaron Fox. He's going to be going left to right. Leaves it out for Harrison Barnes at the right wing as Kevin Huerter makes the pass to De'Aaron Fox, and now Domantas Sabonis has it about 18 feet. 8 seconds to go on the shot clock. Huerter going to shoot from range on the right wing side, and that's skied and cleared by Rudy Gobert. So Rudy Gobert will get this now to the Minnesota Timberwolves, and they'll get this going. Not used to seeing Mike Conley with that heavy of a beard right now, but that's what it is. This is Jaden McDaniels off the Euro step in close inside the paint, and he gets the Minnesota Timberwolves out the board first. It's 2-0, 11:20 left to go in the first. De'Aaron Fox now for Huerter. He just missed a 3. He drops it in for Sabonis. Sabonis hop step trying to get around Gobert. Now has to pass it out before he gets called for a travel. Harrison Barnes with the runner. He knocks it down. Make it 2-2 with 11 minutes left to go in this first frame. John here with it. We're going to take this all the way through and then give you the game start. HopelessSportsGuide.wordpress.com. We're at the Golden One Center right now between the Timberwolves and the Kings. This is on NBA League Pass. Conley still waiting to try to get a screen there for Gobert. Gobert with a Euro. Throws it back out. McDaniels, Kyle Anderson. Now McDaniels going to fire. And that one just goes off the right side of the part of the clip. And this is picked up now. Keegan Murray with Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis puts his head down, trying to get around Gobert. A series of up fakes, and he hooks it in. So he schooled Rudy there, and now make it 4-2 with 10:20 left to go in the first. Conley dropping out for Gobert. Top of the key, it's Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards now for Jaden McDaniels. Here's Conley. He's wide open. Huerter with a late contest, but it was a little too late as Conley splashes the Trey. 5-4 now. Timberwolves out front. About 10:05 left to go in the first. Nice bounce pass there for De'Aaron Fox, though, cutting Huerter, but I think that one just went a little too softly in between the legs, and that was turned over. So it's going to be T-Wolves ball. So Conley slowly going to take this right to left. The Minnesota Timberwolves are on the road white jerseys with the green and red piping on the pant legs as slow-mo gets into the lane and he gets swatted, but not before he draws the foul. So it's going to be a two-shot one here for the Timberwolves as Kyle Anderson gets set to go to the line. Now for Kyle Anderson, he's one of those guys that you know from the San Antonio Spurs as De'Aaron Fox got a piece of his face, that he can go ahead and do a little bit of everything. Yes, he's tall. He doesn't have a lot of speed, but he's got a lot of game. 9 points per game, 5 rebounds, about 5 assists for Kyle Anderson. Do a little bit of everything. He's a Swiss Army knife as he knocks down the first. Get a little bit of the cradle part of the right-hand side before he releases and lets that one go, as he gets it kind of one-handed on that side. Trying to go 2 for 2 at the line right now is Keegan Murray trying to box out Rudy Gobert just in case there is an offensive rebound. That's going to be a tough matchup. Kyle Anderson misses it. This does get picked up by Gobert and right on call. It's a three-point play at the line. 8-4 now. So Minnesota gets a three-point play at the line. It's De'Aaron Fox now with Domantas Sabonis at the top of the key. Sabonis, series of dribbles, drops it off here for Huerter, trying to get around Conley. Now inside is Sabonis, trying to up fake on Gobert again. And you got enough of a contest of Sabonis there. As it's Anthony Edwards. Now Conley gives back to Anthony. He's got Kevin Huerter on him with a series of jab steps. Now he drops out. He had to put the dribble down. Now he does. Gets inside the lane. Tries to arc it over Huerter. And he's going to go to the line to shoot 2. So already a couple of fouls here for the Minnesota Timberwolves as Anthony Edwards will get set to go to the line for a deuce. Now for Anthony Edwards, I know it's hard to go ahead and use this name sometimes, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. If you want to think about an NBA comp, I'm not talking about all series of ability all the way across the board, but especially offensively. Anthony Edwards kind of feels similar to the Black Mamba on that side of it, doesn't he? He's got a lot of athleticism. He's not afraid to be able to knock down that three, get down to the lane, and do a little bit of everything right now. He could be Mr. Minnesota Timberwolves right now, considering everything as he splits the pair. 9-4 is your score, Minnesota out in front. De'Aaron Fox now leaves it here for Huerter. Sacramento playing off the back-to-back. And De'Aaron Fox wide open from the right wing side, and he knocks the three down, so make it 9-7. As the Kings back within 2, about 8:55 left to go in this first. John Underwood in the call. You can join me on Twitter Spaces and on the YouTube side at John Why Not. As this gets laid in by Jaden McDaniels on the other end, and now Fox will coast this one to Huerter. Now with Domantas Sabonis in between the legs, gets the screen against McDaniels. And now Huerter going to throw up a wild NBA jam shot. That was Tim Litzko, wild shot. As that one gets flipped up in the air. And this will stay with the Sacramento Kings, but that was pretty fortunate as you get a look at the late closeout from Rudy Gobert on De'Aaron Fox. And again, that's the thing that you want to make sure on Rudy Gobert. Make him move his feet because he's not going to be able to guard from distance. You saw that against the Dallas Mavericks last year when he was still on the Jazz. As Domantas Sabonis misses it from 12 feet and Gobert gets the rebound. Conley, step back, gets Huerter to drop. Now probes his way inside the lane with the floater. This gets knocked away from Huerter. And this will go right to slow-mo. Now it's Anthony Edwards. Edwards on the right wing side, rocking the dribble sleeve. Now step back from 14 off the front of the rim, a little bit too soft. Kevin Huerter gets the rebound. That's his second as he throws it up ahead to Domantas Sabonis. Sabonis almost lost it. And now De'Aaron Fox got to get back to pick this up. We're on the Kings logo. We're going to launch from 14. And there's a foul on the other end. This one will go against Minnesota. We'll see if it's going to be a two-shot foul. I believe it's going to be, so De'Aaron Fox will go to the line for 2. Now, De'Aaron Fox in the NBA 2K standards is an absolute blur. He's a guy that's got about the 99 speed percentile. He can get to the rim with the best of them. How does this sound? 25 points per, with 4 rebounds and 6 assists. Free throws not been sharp for either team right now, as there's been 3 missed already. in between the two, but De'Aaron Fox has one more coming. We're showing an Anthony Edwards replay on the Fox Sports California feed, and I think I should keep saying Comcast Sports. My apologies, that's what it is, as it's the NBCSN type of thing. That's Comcast Company. So split the pairs. De'Aaron Fox make it 11-8. The Kings still down by 3. We have the Golden One Center taking this one in on NBA League Pass. Here's a chance for Jaden McDaniels. He's got a quick 5 points. 13-8. As the Timberwolves still out in front, 5-9 shooting are the T-Wolves, 3-7 are the Kings. This is the Beam team trying to get it going. That's what they use on the Twitter side. Again, you can reiterate me as what that means. This gets turned over. This is kept by Conley, keeps the dribble alive, and now he'll pull back. Here's a chance for Anthony Edwards. Get somebody to jump. Euro step in the lane, and the foul will go before the shot make, and that would have been Anthony Edwards off of a putback. But instead, he's going to go to the line. This will be his second time at the line, trying to go 3 for 4. Kevin Huerter talking with the officials to make sure that that was the correct call. Anthony Edwards, about 25 points per 6 rebounds and 4.5 assists. As Anthony Edwards missed another one. He's about an 80% free throw shooter, but these teams not look sharp at the charity stripe right now. Anthony Edwards still has one more on his way, though. So Anthony Edwards trying to go 1 for 2 yet again. This time he does. 14-8 is the score. Timberwolves have the early 6-point lead with about 7:15 left to go. This game is on NBA League Pass, and so we're checking it out right now as De'Aaron Fox will float, and Rudy Gobert gets it. That was missed about 16 feet. Anthony Edwards trying to get around De'Aaron Fox, puts a dribble down, leaving out for Jaden McDaniels. He'll spin. They'll lay it in off the glass. 16-8. Mike Brown wants an early timeout, and we will get one. 6:58 left to go in the first. Timberwolves up by 8. Come right back. We dropped the recorder, but luckily I didn't record on that side. I shut it off. So we are on Twitter Spaces and on the YouTube side. So if you want to join in as far as leaving some calls and thoughts, I think it's just solo for me here today. Usually on the basketball side, it is solo. So you can go ahead and join in if you want to leave some thoughts on the Twitter Spaces side. That's at John Reinott, the same handle. That's on the YouTube side. But if not, appreciate you guys following along on YouTube, and I hope you guys are having a good day. This is my question right now in the 3 votes. I see you guys voting in. Can the Timberwolves gain the 6th spot to stay out of the playing game? Right now, 2 out of 3 of you say no at 67%. As it is right now, the Golden State Warriors have that 6th spot. And when we look at the NBA standings that are current at the moment, it's the Warriors 39-37. If the Timberwolves win tonight, they will pull into a tie. And depending on where the tiebreaker is held, that can put Minnesota to that 6th spot. Again, in between 11 and 5, they're only separated by a couple of games. It's been that way over the last couple of months. So a little bit of streak toward the end of the year as you got about roughly 10 games, something like that, left in the season. That can go ahead and put you to a point where you can get away from the play-in spot, and that's very important. So we're in a little bit of a commercial break. When we do get in the halftime side, I will take you around the league on the NBA scoreboard, keep you up to date on what's set of the Final Four. Hopefully we'll get one of those on Saturday. My plan is to do Miami Hurricanes and the UConn Huskies. That'll be the late game on CBS. I think that's going to be a 9:50 start Eastern, I want to say. So that'll be a little bit of a late game. A little bit earlier than this, though. And then the national championship game will be on Monday. I will cover that without a doubt. I'm hoping that I can get the Final Four. We will have the national championship game on lock. And then Thursday, in between the Quinnipiac Bobcats and the Michigan Wolverines, the following Thursday, that'll be the Frozen Four, and I will have both of those no matter what on that side. So Monday and Thursday next week, in between the NCAA Men's National Championship for Hoops and the Frozen Four on Thursday side of it, I will have those for you on the YouTube side. So set to inbound the basketball here, about 6:55 left to go in this first frame. John, I'm here with you. We're at the Golden One Center. It is the Timberwolves and the Kings. Timberwolves off the back-to-back. They just took out the Golden State Warriors, and that was a big-time one that they needed because, again, they can pull within a tie. They win this one right now against the Kings. It's going to be hard to do off the back-to-back as De'Aaron Fox gets the floater from Nate. And now it's a chance for slow-mo. Kyle Anderson against Keegan Murray. Looked pretty good out of Iowa there on that side. As Mike Conley bounce passes, he goes baseline. Kyle Anderson was open. He's going to take the lob for Rudy Gobert as he tosses it up and he throws it down. 18-10. Timberwolves back up by 8. De'Aaron Fox now with Domantas Sabonis. Starters haven't set out yet at all. Keegan Murray for 3. And that's nothing but the bottom of the net for Keegan Murray. He is a smooth shooting rookie, as there is a chorus of serenade for Keegan Murray as he knocks down the 3. 6:05 left to go in this first. 18-13 now the score as Mike Conley slowly takes this right to left. Conley with 12 seconds to go on the shot clock. It's Gobert, about 16 feet. It's Jaden McDaniels to Anthony Edwards. Got about the Kings logo now, down to 5. Jaden McDaniels got to go. And he floats that one over Harrison Barnes. That was a tough basket. He knocked it down anyway, 20-13. Back up by 7 are the T-Wolves. As it's Sabonis. Sabonis needs to get rid of his dribble as he leaves it here for Harrison. Harrison back to Sabonis. Sabonis, half spin, hook, gets it over Gobert. And Domantas Sabonis is in his bag, especially when he gets in the post. He can hook, he can pivot, he can shimmy, he can make fadeaway shots. He is pretty damn good all the way across the board. He's having a fantastic year. Another lob opportunity from Slow-Mo to Gobert. They've already done that twice in the last 3 possessions. Now here's De'Aaron Fox. Thought it was going to go to Sabonis. Now Harrison Barnes straight away 3 from the top of the key. That one's off. And now it's Anthony Edwards. As he crosses the timeline, gets the push against Keegan. He's got some strength. As this is a chance for Conley. Rope pass. There's Jaden McDaniels bottoms from the left wing corner. As he was all alone, it's a 10-point lead for the Timberwolves. It's the best that they've looked so far early in this game. As Domantas Sabonis, did he use his pivot foot? I think somebody in Minnesota got Sabonis as he was in the middle of a spin. He was about to put Gobert in a turnstile yet again. As McDaniels late closeout there for De'Aaron Fox. Canned it from 3 from the left wing as Minnesota's up by 10. Now it's going to be a chance for Davion Mitchell to check in here for Sacramento Kings between Mitchell and Terence Davis if they're both available. Those guys are fun to watch for Sacramento off the bench. There's Keegan for 3, missed it off the front of the rim, and this gets knocked out of bounds. So this will be Timberwolves ball as he gets a chance to check in there. Jordan McLaughlin, he looks like one of those NBA 2K players that is the preset. He's got that. He doesn't have the size of those point guards. He doesn't have any other stuff on him as far as tattoos or hair either. But he's a good one. You can put him in the corner and knock down some of those threes. As Rudy Gobert has it knocked away there from Kessler Edwards. And we'll do it again. So Gobert, that was a good block by Kessler Edwards as he swatted Gobert. Now here's Anthony Edwards. He'll step back from 18, miss it off the front of the rim. Gobert gets another rebound. This one over Huerter. Anthony Edwards was wide open from the left wing side. He's going to look to dance on Kessler here. Now down to 5. Here's a Reid 3, and that's off the front of the rim. And it's picked up here by Keegan. And now Domantas Sabonis will take us across the timeline. Gets a screen. Keegan Murray lost his dribble at the pivot for Gobert. This one was almost turned over, but a chance to move this around for Davion Mitchell. Harrison Barnes! Red carpet laid down for the throwdown. 25-17 as the Kings still down 8. And that was a little bit of an answer there for Harrison. You remember him from the Golden State Warriors getting a chance to get an NBA title. He was just throwing it right down. Anthony Edwards didn't want to catch a body there. We go to commercial break. Timberwolves still up by 8. Come right back.
Oh, hey. Buying a car from Vroom is so easy. All you need is a phone and a finger. Just go to Vroom.com, scroll through thousands of cars, then tap to buy. That's it. No sales fee, no wasted time. Just straight up great cars. Right from your phone to your driveway. Go to Vroom.com and pick your favorite. Oh yeah, she digs it. Buy your car on Vroom.com. Vroom. Get in.
The future is threatened by enemies often unseen. When there are battles to win for America's future, there is one constant: Marines.
Oh, hey. Buying a car from Vroom is so easy. All you need is a phone and a finger.
So the longest streaks in the NBA currently. The Grizzlies have a 6-game win streak in the West, and on the East side, the longest streak is the Celtics or the Cavs, excuse me, with 4 in a row. They're 8-2 in their last 10. Cavs could be one of those dark horse teams in the East. That could be a lot of fun to watch. Let's see the Knicks and the Cavs right now. If they end up squaring away, it's just good to have the New York Knicks back into the playoffs. I think it's one of those teams like that. In between like Philadelphia, New York, some of these other teams like that, that's what we want to see in the postseason, some of those big teams. Let's get those draws. Sacramento has been a hell of a story. And when you talk about Mike Brown, you think about the LeBron James led teams, and it was pretty much LeBron just at one point between 06, 07, and between the San Antonio Spurs and taking that team to the finals, which had no business going to the finals at that point. It was all LeBron. But now Mike Brown's getting a chance to be a real head coach. I'm talking about with an actual team around him and seeing what he can do, not just alongside being the assistant for the Golden State Warriors and Steve Kerr. He's got a team in Sacramento, and there's expectations right now. They're pretty good across the board, 23-15 at Golden One, 22-14 away from it. The Kings' long-time playoff droughts, 16 seasons, the longest drought in NBA history. That goes alongside the New York Jets, Buffalo Sabres, the Detroit Tigers, and the LA Angels. So the last time the Kings were in the playoffs in 06, it was Bonzi Wells, Mike Bibby, Metta World Peace, Kenny Thomas, and Brad Miller. As you're looking at Brad Miller right now, former All-Star center for the Sacramento Kings. He's a definite guy that can knock down the three as a big. He's one of those stretch forwards that they like to call those today. As McLaughlin going to go ahead and set this dribble up as this almost gets knocked away from Naz Reid. Naz Reid will get it now as he puts the dribble down, tries to float it in. Good work there by Naz Reid as he gets the basket. 27-17 is the score with 3:20 left to go in the first as the Timberwolves up by 10 on the road off the back-to-back. As this is Harrison Barnes, is not subbed out yet. Euro step down the lane as he kisses it off the glass and beats Anthony Edwards, make it 27-19. As it's Nowell. He's going to give this one now to Anthony Edwards. He's going to snake his way down the lane and draw the foul again. That's the third time he's going to be going to the line. He's 2 for 4 at the line right now. He's going to try to go 4 for 6 and knock down both. He's missed one each time he's gone to the line so far. As you're seeing Harrison Barnes use the left hand to shove off the contact of Anthony Edwards to make the 2, and then Edwards right at Sabonis draws the foul. Sabonis just doing this. Nothing else going on as Anthony Edwards misses another one. Now he's going to try to go 3 for 6. You got to put some points on that free throw, young man. You got to knock some of these ones down. I know it costs a lot of VC nowadays. That's how it is. You're playing on the NBA 2K side. As Anthony Edwards splits the pair again, 28-19. He's 3 of 6 at the line, and this will be a chance now for Davion Mitchell. Mitchell will bring it up left to right as it's Domantas Sabonis at the top of the key. Fakes the pass and leaves it out for Harrison Barnes, still in that same spot. He hasn't moved anywhere. He got 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Keegan Murray off the fake. Keegan, he's going to step back and he's going to spin and knock it down. 28-21 as the Kings back within 7. Anthony Edwards now for Nowell as it's Naz Reid. Now Nowell's going to go ahead. Give this to Naz. He's wide open. He's got a quick trigger. Knocks it down. Naz Reid, very tall, and he can still knock down those threes. He doesn't hesitate to put the ball on the floor. Good-looking bench piece so far. As this almost gets lost by Sacramento, but this is recollected by Harrison Barnes toward the right wing side as Trey Lyles gets sent to check in. And Kessler Edwards misses it off the front of the rim, and this gets picked up by Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And now Nickeil will drop this here for Naz. Gives it now to Jordan McLaughlin. Cross-court pass as this will be a step back opportunity. This missed off the front of the rim. Naz Reid's rebound attempt gets picked right in the hands of Malik Monk. He'll fire right wing wide open, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker with the stretch pass, as this is picked up now by Nowell. He'll drop it. Anthony Edwards floats it from 12, misses it up in front of the rim, gets the rebound back. Alexander-Walker to Naz Reid thought about the three. He's got the smaller man on him. It's going to be taken by Nowell and lock it down. So 34-21. Minnesota Timberwolves look really good. Maripol said, "What's going on? How are you doing, my friend?" It's a big lead right now for the Minnesota Timberwolves. 34-21, 105 in the first, and this is off the front of the window. But this will be Harrison going back to the line to shoot a pair. 1:10 left in the first. Again, I know I saw your message, Maripol, on that side of wanting to cover the St. Louis Cardinals, and I do. I just don't have MLB TV, so if I can get it on ESPN, if I can get it on MLB Network, we'll get a chance to cover some Cards games because I want to do that too. We're going to try to get the opener between Cleveland and the Seattle Mariners on Thursday. That'll be the late game on MLB Network, about 10:10 start. Again, I got to make sure with the fiance that I can square some of the time away. I know that I'm not going to miss the assignment tomorrow with Cooper Hopkins if he's available. And then Saturday, I'll do my best to cover a Final Four between Miami and UConn. And we got this one tonight. So try to get my best to get all the way across. We listed 4 of the 7 days this week. Harrison Barnes made the first, makes the second. So Alex Len and Trey Lyles. Hard to believe that Alex Len is still in the league. I know he's a backup guy. I remember he was the number 4 pick for the Phoenix Suns a long time ago, as McLaughlin will get this one to Nowell. Now this will be a cross here for slow-mo toward the right wing side, as this is almost taken away by Fox. And this is a scoop shot by McLaughlin. No, sir. As this is picked up by the former Piston Trey Lyles, now on the Sacramento Kings. And thank God for that. You don't have to waste away in Detroit right now. As this is picked up by De'Aaron Fox, gets it across the Kings logo. Full Euro step, put it on the floor, trying to get around McLaughlin, kisses it off the glass and puts it in. 34-25, Kings down by 9. We're at the Golden One Center right now. And the Minnesota Timberwolves, they look good so far off the back-to-back. Still tons of time, though. About 19 seconds left to go in the first 6-second difference on the shot clock. Kyle Anderson put the ball on the floor. Naz Reid again right wing side, this time off the front of the rim. But Nowell gives a second rebound opportunity that negates the shot clock. Minnesota got the last look of this first quarter. Up 34-25, Nowell got to let it go. McLaughlin going to have to give something off at the buzzer and off the front of the rim. So after one, Minnesota up 34-25. They've looked good. They've knocked down several shots from the perimeter. They got a 9-point lead. When we come right back, we'll see what happens in this second frame.
Vroom is so easy, all you need is a phone and a finger. Just go to Vroom.com, scroll through thousands of cars, then tap to buy. That's it. No sales fee, no wasted time. Just straight up great cars. Right from your phone to your driveway. Go to Vroom.com and pick your favorite. Oh yeah, she digs it. Buy your car on Vroom.com. Vroom. Get in.
Joe O'Day voted to ban abortion, and he gave Mitch McConnell the majority he needs to impose a nationwide abortion ban. Absolutely no one has the right to tell me what to do with my body. We need Michael Bennett fighting for us.
I just get married.
I didn't want to meet you.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I love it. What happened? There's been a high profile kidnapping. You got both this negotiation. I'm married to this.
So Maripol says Fubo has Bally Sports, so the St. Louis uses Bally. And that's the here's one thing we got to figure out, Maripol, on that side is Bally Sports going a little bit through some reconstruction. It's the Diamond Sports Group that owns them, and they just defaulted for bankruptcy a couple of months ago. So all the other sports, as far as NHL and everything else before that, have already had their bill paid. Major League Baseball does not have their bill paid as far as that season is concerned. So for Bally Sports, I think we got about 30 teams in the league right now, and 24 of them use Diamond Sports Group. They use Bally Sports. So let's say when we get to June and July, will baseball still be on TV? And will you have to go to MLB TV to stream your team and have to pay more money? Because that was the issue when I talked about Fox Sports no longer being available. They got out when everyone else was cutting that cable cord. They realized it wasn't working out. They were going to lose money. They let Valley Sports take over, Diamond Sports Group. And now we have to figure out in 3 months if baseball is even going to be on TV. Hopefully we'll get those updates soon. But that's not set to happen until the summertime, if it happens at all. It would be nice if local TV just picks it up. Then you wouldn't have to worry about it. So in the second quarter right now, Slow-Mo's got the basketball. Kyle Anderson, former San Antonio Spurs. It's Reid trying to get around the big man there, Alex Len. And Nas, he's done really well. You're thinking about the rapper Nas. I'm thinking about the basketball player Reid. He's been excellent right now for Minnesota, especially off this back-to-back. Trey Lyles set the off-ball screen down the lane, Malik Monk, and this gets tipped in by Alex Len, make it 36-27. So I can use Bally Sports as far as local side in Detroit, but as far as Fubo, that's also another streaming service. It isn't free, so that would be something that I'd have to pay for in order to use that. The only reason why I even have NBA League Pass right now is because I bought NBA 2K23 with the Championship Edition because it was $100 and you got that. So instead of paying like $200 for League Pass, I paid $30 extra and you get it with the game anyway. So we'll have to see how much Fubo is. I can look into it or see if it's free at some point, but probably not for baseball. It'll probably just be MLB Network, ESPN games, and maybe a local Tigers game if they end up playing the Cardinals like that. So we'll have to figure out as far as the baseball coverage with how many things that I can do. If it was on ESPN Plus, I would probably do that because ESPN Plus with $100 and the fact that you get a ton of basketball games, you get all the hockey games and everything else, it's already worth the money. So I'll have to see how much it is. So Huerter now for Alex Len, as it's Malik Monk. And he got blocked on the outside by Reid, did Alex Len, but he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. So 10:57 left to go in this first half. It'll be Sacramento back to the line. It'll be Alex Len again. He was the 4th pick for the Phoenix Suns a long, long time ago. And for Phoenix, if you remember correctly, they had 3 small guards as Alex Len misses the free throw. And when Eric Bledsoe tweeted that, "I don't want to be here anymore," that went viral, there was Eric Bledsoe, Goran Dragic, and Isaiah Thomas. 3 small guards for the Phoenix Suns, and they were trying to get all that stuff squared away, especially with Alex Len. They had another piece that I'm forgetting that was a high pick for Phoenix that didn't pan out, but now they finally got it right when they got the diamond in the rough in Devin Booker. It was Jaden McDaniels. Set the check in. He's rubbing his hands by the fireplace right now, going to let sweat off. As this is picked up off of another free throw, we get more substitutions here. Malik Monk. He's very tatted up nowadays. He looks a lot different from when I saw him on the Charlotte Hornets as Alex Len splits the pair. And now Nowell will get this pass as he gets across the timeline right to left. He's got Malik Monk in his face. He'll put this across the Kings logo, dribble in between his legs, drop it right now to Reid. Kyle Anderson thought about the 3, got his man to jump. He's going to wrap it around the baseline. Nowell's wide open. Who's going to pick him up? The answer was nobody, but he missed it. And this will be rebounded by Trey Lyles. So Lyles now left to right. Again, Sacramento Kings at the Golden One Center. They are in the gray all the way across. Kevin Huerter. He gets plenty of space off the fake. Missed it off the front of the rim. Where is it? McLaughlin trying to dive to the floor. Alex Len trying to dive to the floor. We're going to get a tie-up. And we'll see who this is going to be for. It's not going to be Alex Len that's going to jump it, but it will be somebody else. I think it's going to be Trey Lyles. And then we'll see who's going to get taken here for the Minnesota Timberwolves with 10:19 left to go. So McLaughlin was on the floor. Trey Lyles is the first one, so it's either going to be Jaden McDaniels or Trey Lyles or McLaughlin and Trey Lyles. I want to see McLaughlin just for the size differential. I'll say that selfishly. But there should be a pickup here for the Sacramento Kings. Again, you can bet on anything nowadays. Can you bet who wins the jump ball? That's where my money's going to go on. Malik Monk. Had some words there, and he's getting some wipe off there with the towel. Must have been a sweat spot in on the floor. We're going to get a jump ball here nonetheless. As this was picked up by Trey Lyles, but now there's a fast break. Nowell! And he gets blocked from behind, but a foul. So it was won by Sacramento, then stolen by Nowell. And he'll go to the line to shoot 2 free throws, try to put Minnesota back up by 10. So it feels like we've been sitting there at 10-15 in the second period for, I would say, about 2 minutes. Jaylen Nowell, 11 points, 2.5 rebounds, 2 assists. He's at the line. And he misses another one. So Minnesota Timberwolves have been absolutely atrocious from the line right now. Let me see if I can give you the live numbers. They're 4 for 8. So another opportunity is Nowell splits the pair every single time the Wolves have gone to the line. It's been splitting the pair. I got to catch some Z's, some Maripol. I'll talk to you later, my friend. You have a good one. Appreciate you. As this is De'Aaron Fox off the spin, gets a screen from Len. Now Fox, his pass. This gets picked off by Jaden McDaniels. Series of chop steps. As this is now for Anderson, left wing side. And this is missed. Lyles cleans up the mess, leaving up for De'Aaron Fox. And now Fox, right wing side. Fox, chop step. They need some help, though. Leaves it out for Trey Lyles, who thought about it. Now he'll float it from 18. And it goes all the way around the rim and down. And now it's 37-30. Jaden McDaniels said to take this right to left with 9:25 left to go in the second frame. As it's Kyle Anderson against Huerter. It's a screen from Reid. Anderson needs to get rid of this dribble. It's Naz Reid down the lane. 39-30. Naz Reid has been the best Timberwolf. How many times can we say that too often? As this is picked up in between the legs, De'Aaron Fox. And one. As he gets the play in between Huerter, gives it right back, and De'Aaron Fox gets right down the lane, lays it right in, and the Sacramento Kings have an and one opportunity upcoming. So De'Aaron Fox lost the dribble for a moment, but it didn't matter. He stayed with it, trying to make this 39-33 with 9:07 left to go in the second quarter. John on here with you. We're watching this one on NBA League Pass at the Golden One Center. This is between the Timberwolves and the Kings. De'Aaron Fox, 8 points on 3 of 4 and 1 of 2 at the line. Trying to go 2 for 3 if he can knock this one down, giving himself 9 points with 9:07 left in the first half. So they're showing De'Aaron Fox's wife in the crowd right now, sitting courtside with their baby. As this is picked up, and De'Aaron Fox will get the and one. 39-33 with 9 minutes left to go in the second. Kyle Anderson. He's got to go ahead and get rid of this pass as he leaves it out for Jaden McDaniels. Cross-court Anthony Edwards, bounce pass to Rudy Gobert. Now the same, they'll bounce pass this all the way across the horn as it's Mike Conley down to 5 seconds and now slow-mo. Got to put the ball on the floor and hook it in, and this is off the front of the rim, and this is cleaned up by Domantas Sabonis, who just checked in for Mike Brown's squad. We'll take it left to right. Sabonis leaving it out for Huerter. Huerter floats it from 11. Kevin Huerter makes it a 4-point game as the Sacramento Kings start to get a little bit of a run here. 8:20 left to go in this second quarter. Mike Conley floats it wide open, and he hits it out the front window, gets the friendly bounce. 41-35. De'Aaron Fox racing down the lane off the Euro, leaves it now here for Trey Lyles, and I think the foul is going to be called before the shot. 41-35. Still a good look for the Sacramento Kings nonetheless. De'Aaron Fox kept his head up on Trey Lyles in the corner, but it's going to be their ball, sideline out of bounds. De'Aaron Fox putting his head down, getting around McDaniels, and Anderson draws the foul. So Going to get set to be the trigger man is Kevin Huerter. This goes back to Trey Lyles now. Bounce pass to Domantas Sabonis. Kicked it off his foot. That's turned over by Sacramento. Now it's still 41-35. This will be T-Wolves' ball. They're on the road right now, Golden One Center. They win this game, they get a tie for the 6th spot with the Golden State Warriors. They're trying to stay out of that play-in. Minnesota been excellent. Chris Finch's squad with the basketball. No turnovers yet. Rudy Gobert and slow-mo draws the foul. This one picked up by Kevin Huerter. Kyle Anderson go to the line to shoot 2. Kyle Anderson's got that same kind of hairline that I have on the forehead side where it's wide. He's got everything else on this side where I got nothing left up on top. But you can tell that on that side. And I know this is one of those things that some people don't like to say, but when you put a movie theater screen on somebody's forehead, that's Kyle Anderson there. But he's a hell of a basketball player all the way across the board. Maybe not a 3-level scorer per se, but when you can get about 9.5 points, 7 rebounds, about 6 assists, you're doing everything that your team's asking you for. And you're always going to have a spot in the NBA with those kind of numbers. Makes the first free throw. We'll see what happens for the second one here. There's a little push shot one-handed for Kyle Anderson, but it works for him. 43-35 with 7:50 left to go in the first as the Timberwolves back up by 8. They've had the lead wire to wire so far. There's De'Aaron Fox trying to work on Mike Conley now. Throws it inside to Domantas Sabonis. He works his way outside. Now trying to probe inside off the spin. And this is picked off. This is stolen from Domantas. And now an opportunity for Anthony Edwards. Floater missed it off the front of the rim. And Trey Lyles. Nice job to clean up the pumpkin there as he tries to race us across the timeline. Does get across before the 8 seconds. Jaden McDaniels was in his face. Now Malik Monk in between the legs. Drop it off for Trey Lyles. Missed off the front of the rim. And that was a hell of a sky by Kyle Anderson as he gets the rebound. 7-10 in the second. Anderson will float off the front of the window. This is saved by Sabonis before it goes out of bounds. Malik Monk splits the press. Malik Monk down the lane. Lays it in. 43-37 is the Kings. Back within 6. Malik Monk coast to coast. Coast to Koufis on that side of it. Mike Conley now. Trying to get around Kevin Huerter. It's Kyle Anderson or Jaden McDaniels. McDaniels in between the legs trying to go cross court. This gets tipped out of the air. Jaden McDaniels, he can't save it though. As it's Domantas Sabonis. And across Gobert. Couple of chop steps. Sabonis off the front of the window and in over Gobert. Gobert said he threw out an elbow. Doesn't matter. 43-39. Kings back within 4. They're fighting their way through. Domantas, 6 points, 3 boards, 4 dimes. Kyle Anderson. Now for Conley. Cross-court pass for Anthony. And Ant. Trying to get around Malik Monk. And what a Euro step down the lane. Lays it in. Above glass. My goodness, the athleticism for Anthony. 45-39. Here's a floater. This is missed by Monk, and Rudy Gobert cleans up the mess easily. Nobody was going to contest that. Mike Conley now brings it right to left in between the dribble as he rocks it back out. This Conley. He tried to shoot this one. This goes in between the legs of Jaden McDaniels. Now to Anthony Edwards. Shot clock down to 5. Here's Jaden. He'll fade away. A tough one over Huerter. And that's found by Trey Lyles. As Kevin Huerter almost broke the legs of Jaden McDaniels as he crossed the line. Here's Lyles. Lyles down the lane. He gets swatted by Rudy. And he has a lazy behind the back pass for no reason. And he gives it right back to the Sacramento Kings. My goodness. Now bounce pass from Monk. This is looking like an NBA preseason game now. 3-on-2. Anthony Edwards lays it in. 47-39. Don't understand that pass whatsoever from Rudy Gobert. He's trying to look like Tragic Bronston. 47-39. That's the score right now with 5:08 left in the second. Come right back. Appreciate the traffic bouncing between the YouTube side right now. You guys have been following us along, and humbly I appreciate that. We're in the middle of a commercial break. We got about 5 minutes left to go in our game. We're in our first half. 5 minutes left to go in our first half. 47-39. The Timberwolves have the lead, and when we get to halftime, I will give you a NBA scoreline reset as far as whatever else is going across the league.
Now has a new fire mist that floats in the air longer and quickly fills the room to fight even your toughest odors. Leftover fried fish bun, instant freshness. Gaming teen odors, instant freshness. Spray new Febreze Air Mist to keep your home smelling fresh.
So this is an old Febreze commercial from the NBA League Pass side because the kid was using an Xbox 360 controller to game. So again, we'll go across the league as far as the NBA scores in the association. We'll probably give you some opening day matchups in between Thursday, Saturday. I know it's Monday, but baseball will be coming. My hope is to cover, beginning day game. That'll be on MLB Network. I'm going to go for the Cleveland Guardians and the Seattle Mariners. It'll be a 10-10 start. Do they still call it Safeco Field? I think that's where we'll be at in Seattle. I think it's T-Mobile Park now. T-Mobile Park in Seattle, T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. So they have the Beam Team shirts, and I think that's what Beam Team is going to be. So from worst to first, that's what it is. So beaming right up as fast to the standings, is that what Beam Team is going for? Light the beam all over Sacramento right now. That is their moniker that they're using, but there is no official Twitter tag. I didn't notice it go across the Sacramento logo. The Minnesota logo right now is Raised by Wolves. That is the Twitter one to use. I try to use all the right tags when I let everybody know that I'm streaming on that, so just in case if they want to follow along. I know it doesn't matter for everybody on that side because there's so many other things to spend your time of day on, but still, if you're going to do the stream, do it that way. So 47-39. That is the score right now. The Minnesota Timberwolves still out in front by 8. About 5 minutes left to go in this second quarter. Keegan Murray right wing three, and that was all the way around the rim and toilet seated out. As this is picked up now by Mike Conley. He has been moved all over. He's shuffled the deck quite a few times on different teams. Mike Conley, good chance to play some playoff basketball with the Minnesota Timberwolves most likely. As it's Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards will be the guy going forward in this franchise. They got to get him paid. Jaden McDaniels, his cross-court three misses off in front of the rim. I know it's too early to see whether or not Anthony Edwards is going to stay in Minnesota or will he be the first one that wants to leave, but you got to think he'll be the main guy. As De'Aaron Fox completes the and one, trying to make this 47-42. Both of these teams have missed a bevy of leaving a lot of lettuce at the line, and that is what you got to be able to do. You got to knock these down. Minnesota, the main culprit of it is De'Aaron Fox, about a 75% free throw shooter right now at this point. Knocks this one down, make it 47-42. About 4:25 left to go in the first half. 6 fouls. It'll be free throws the rest of the way here for Sacramento. They're already going to be in the bonus side of it. Drop pass. Gobert all the way across, touched. And this is slammed down by Reid. Boy, as he had one hell of a first half. 49-42 as the Timberwolves back up by 7. Drop pass. And this is picked up by Harrison Barnes. He'll float it off the front of the rim. He'll draw the foul. And again, it's smart by Sacramento. They've got every opportunity to go back and get to the line for as many times as they want for the rest of this first half, as Reid absolutely punched it over Domantas Sabonis and then gave him a slap right across the face at the end of it. But this will be 2 free throw opportunities here for Sacramento, and as we said, they'll be doing that the rest of the way throughout this game. This time it's Harrison Barnes. 10 points, 4 of 5 shooting, 2 of 2 from the line. Harrison Barnes make it 3 of 3. Harrison Barnes in the 85th percentile is one of the better free throw shooters that we have in the league. As you take a look at Domantas Sabonis, always a triple-double threat. So this is made both 49-44 as we get a Jack and Box half and half. John Under with you from the Golden One Center right now. We have the Sacramento Kings feed from the NBC Sports Network, owned by Xfinity on that side. As this is Anthony Edwards. He gets triple teamed. Gobert floats this one. This will be Mike Conley. No look, Reid. No hesitation off the front of the rim. And this is going to be a foul against Sacramento. Sabonis can't believe it. Gobert should feel pretty good about it. I didn't see anything but a foul on that. And there's Mike Brown. He's looking along on his aviator glasses. He's always looking like he's got some tools in hand with those type of glasses there. But again, it doesn't need to be stylish. You know, they'll get the job done. Same thing for me. I got 4 eyes. As this is picked up, sideline out of bounds. 3:30 left to go on the second. Anthony Edwards down the lane. Try to get saved by Gobert, but here's Kevin Huerter among the Redwoods as he gets it. So Huerter now dropping for Sabonis. Sabonis needs to get rid of the dribble. Leaves it now here for Huerter. Trying to get around. Now it's Reid. Reid all over him. And now Sabonis high off the window. He draws the foul on Gobert. Now Sabonis a little bit left. He goes, there's my call to the referee as he's got a huge smile on his face. And Gobert doing a lot of these right now, shaking his head. That's exactly what Sabonis said. You don't need John Boy Media to translate that for you. John Ott did it on that end. He goes, there's my call as he was giving it right to the ref. He's feeling good about that. He should go to the line and shoot too. Domantas Sabonis was a star for the Indiana Pacers, and now he can be a franchise player for the Sacramento Kings. He had that hard off the front window, but he got the friendly bounce, and he made the first. Kyle Anderson said to check in now. Reid going to sit down. And whether he's in that Gatorade or biofuel steel sport that they use in the NHL, either one of those, he's going to deserve it. That's been a hell of a first half. Sabonis trying to make both. Missed it off the front of the rim. Is this saved by Sacramento? Yes, it is. And is this a foul against Minnesota? Mike Conley beside himself. So they split the pair, and Sacramento going to go back to the line to shoot two as Chris Finch. That's some BS on that side. Chris Smooth, BS. Thinking about that. As this is picked up now, this was a rebound tap out from Sabonis, and De'Aaron Fox got upended. So De'Aaron going to go to the line to shoot two. Try to make this a three-point play from the line. Make it 49-46. And I know that Conley's speaking to one of the female referees. Conley's got 3 fouls. Let me make sure I can get the names here for you. So it'll be Sean Wright, Ashley Moyer, Gleich, and Leon Woods. So Ashley Moyer, Gleich, he was talking to her on that side was Mike Conley. He's got 3 fouls, so you got to be careful on that side. And Sacramento makes this a 2-point game. They were down by as much as 11, and now it's 2 with 3:10 left to go in the second quarter. Come right back.
Oh, hey, buying a car from Groom is so easy. All you need is a phone and a finger. Just go to Groom.com, scroll through thousands of cars.
My apologies. I'll hit that cough drop in the second half. Try not to use too many of them.
Great cars. Right from your phone to your driveway. Go to Groom.com and pick your favorite.
A little bit of dust allergy, I think, has hit me hard today.
On Groom.com. Groom. Get in.
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser powers through some messes. So it makes it look like I spent hours cleaning. No, I didn't.
It makes my running shoe look like new. It's amazing.
Wow. It makes it look like I don't feel at all.
It's so good. It makes it look like I have magical powers.
With 80% less scrubbing, Mr. Clean Magic Eraser makes cleaning easy. Also available in sheets. Minnesota Kings have cut the lead to a tenuous
3:10 left to go in this first half. And it's all Sacramento on this latest run.
against these very same Timberwolves. And if he was anxious about the reception, he was
49-47.
all his fears were allayed. And success
Timberwolves still up by 2.
14 rebounds, 5 assists night. It was a foreshadowing of things to come here in Sacramento.
I think we all knew right away that indeed it was something very special about not only what he brought, but the chemistry that would eventually kind of take place between guys on this team, namely De'Aaron Fox.
All right, we're set to go here one more time. 3:05 left to go in the second. It's a 2-point lead now for Minnesota. They were up by as much as 11. Nickeil Alexander-Walker now for Rudy Gobert. As it's Jaden McDaniels and now Anthony Edwards. Here's a cross-court pass. And this is Nickeil Alexander-Walker air ball. And this is picked up by Domantas Sabonis. Kings can tie or take the lead. They've been down by as much as 11. As it's Kevin Huerter. Now Harrison Barnes down the lane. This is off the front window. Tapped in by Sabonis. And it's a tie game, 49-all, with 2:30 left to go now in the second. It's a 10-2 run for Sacramento. So defense being champed right now at the Golden One Center, as this is Anthony Edwards. His pass deflected by De'Aaron. This will stay with Minnesota. 2:24 left to go in half. This is going to be free throws the rest of the way here, as both teams are at 5 or going to be past 5. As either one will commit a foul. Slow-mo inside drop-off. Rudy Gobert and Kevin Huerter got a hand of him before it could be flushed by the big man and the former Utah Jazz that was traded for 5. Yes, I said 5 first-round picks to go to Minnesota. I don't think that's going to work out very well. Minnesota is going to be a playoff team. Probably should be a playoff team nonetheless, but they gave up a lot to get Rudy. And he's going to have to be just one of the best defensive players of all time. He's got defensive accolades. But unless you're developing a three-point shot, unless you're able to defend the perimeter, I don't know. That is a stiff number to be able to give up to get somebody like that. Gobert's good, but he's not 5 first-round pick good. So Gobert makes both. And now it's 51-49 as he puts the Timberwolves back up by a deuce. Kevin Huerter got 3 fouls. 3 fouls for Mike Conley on that end, too. So both one of the Kings and one of the Timberwolves are in trouble. You get 6 in the NBA. Harrison Barnes off the floater, misses off the front of Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Now it's a 2-on-1. Anthony Edwards throws it down. 53-49. So as soon as the Kings tied, 4 straight points now for Minnie. As it's De'Aaron Fox, splits the defender, gets blocked by Gobert, and this goes off of Gobert's big mitts. He's going to want to say it's last off De'Aaron Fox. He's not going to get anybody to buy it. I won't buy it. On the broadcast side, they get a clear view of it. Anthony Edwards, that's an easy throwdown for number 1 there. And he's going to be the number 1 option for Minnesota going forward. As it's Harrison Barnes, now De'Aaron Fox. De'Aaron Fox with the bounce pass, Kyle Anderson. This was for Trey Lyles. I think Kyle Anderson got a piece of the foul. So Trey gets fouled on the catch. Is this going the other way? So bounce pass. Trey Lyles. What was the call? I didn't see a goaltend or anything else. I don't understand that one. I must have just been turned over on Sacramento's end. Anthony Edwards thought about the 3. Keegan Murray's in his grill. He'll bounce it here for the Timberwolves. As this is picked up out of the air, I'm going to go up and check my numbers. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, he's the one that missed it. As now it's Domantas Sabonis. He's going to go down the lane. He's going to throw it over Gobert, and he's going to draw the foul. My goodness, Domantas Sabonis. And he can make this an and 1 opportunity. He just gave it to Rudy Gobert there, and Sabonis lulled Gobert to sleep and then powered it with the left hand over the Frenchman, taking him to school as he pounds his chest there and lets out a primal scream. Domantas Sabonis try to make this a 53-52 game. Rudy Gobert He's going to have to take a seat before he gets teed up. So Sacramento now, I'm going to try to get within 1. It'll be 12.6 boards, 4 dimes, 5 of 7 shooting. Should he make this? The former star of the Indiana Pacers does make it. 3-time All-Star, knocks it down, 53-52. Timberwolves 80% from the line, or Sacramento 80% from the line, 56% just for the T-Wolves. Reid checks in off the front of the rim. Now here's a chance to take the lead with the basket. De'Aaron Fox probing off the jab, gets around Edwards, lays it in. The Kings take the lead. De'Aaron Fox wants a foul, not going to get one. Quickly the other way, Edwards! He kisses it off the glass. And the Timberwolves go out in front. Some end-to-end action right now in the NBA here between the T-Wolves and the Kings. Mike Brown said slows it down. And this is what De'Aaron Fox going to do. De'Aaron Fox might get some directing traffic there for the isolation. Euro. Gorgeous move by De'Aaron Fox. Schooled the defense. That was goodness. That was nasty. As this is picked up now by Slow-Mo. Slow-Mo needs to let go of the dribble. He's just hooking head instead. I didn't even think he was going to do that. 57-56. Last shot time here in the first half for Sacramento. As it's De'Aaron with the basketball left to right. Down by as much as 11. Now Sacramento within 1. 57-56. They got the last shot of the half. De'Aaron down to 4. Spinning. Falling away from 12. De'Aaron Fox has the last 6. Here's a chance. Alexander Walker got to let it go at half. And he missed it off the front of the rim. And Sacramento's got the lead. 58-57. De'Aaron Fox. He loves to be the closer. And he was in that first half with 6 straight. When you come back, Sacramento up 58-57. This has been a good contest. We'll see what the second half has in store.
Hey, Kings fans, thanks to Check. You can now order food and drink from local eat stands right from your seat. Just open the Sacramento Kings app, select mobile ordering. You won't have to miss a minute of the game. Just receive a text when your order is ready for pickup. That's thanks. All right, folks, your halftime entertainment tonight, all the way from Valley High School. Let's give it up. Footwork Dance Company.
Let me lower this down so I don't get demonetized on the YouTube side. Not that I ever would be monetized, but get copyright claims for this this half here for YouTube side when they start playing music. Even though that's just what they do, they'll just pick it up off my TV. So I'm going to lower that down. And I'll be mad if I see a copyright claim on that side because I just happen to miss 3 seconds of it. So score by quarter, Minnesota was up in that first, 34-25. They had a 9-point lead. Sacramento responds in the second, 33-23, as they have a 1-point lead. De'Aaron Fox leads all scorers with 20, as the Kings erased a 13-point deficit in the second quarter. Sabonis and Barnes with 12. Jaden McDaniels leads the T-Wolves with 13. Both Edwards and Reid have 11. I'm going to get this typed up locally from my side for the Milwaukee Bucks and the Detroit Pistons. Not everybody needed to play in this game, and Milwaukee's still able to secure the lead. That is how you do load management when you play against the Detroit Pistons. And I can say so, quite honestly, because that's a local team and they're toilet water. I'm hoping for Victor Wembanyama, but I'm not going to be selfish on that side. You already got Cade Cunningham. Basically, what I'm hoping for is Cade Cunningham health. There's not really much to root for as far as pro teams in the D on that side. So the starters for Milwaukee at 112 points tonight. That's ridiculous. $10, $14, $16, $18. Let's see, 18, 108 points they had. $16-59 in the season. How could one team be that bad? 16-59. Oh, if you got Dwayne Casey, that's the best bench boss you could have if you want to tank, huh? I don't care how bad the roster is. That's pathetic. You might not even get to 20 wins this year. You have an 82-game season. You're telling me you can't go 20-62? If they were going to go 20-62, they'd have to go 4-3 the rest of the way. Do you really think they can do that? No, I don't. That's above 500 basketball. Javon Carter had 22 points. Oh, man. This team's awful. At least Jaden Ivey had a good game. He had 32. Seven boards, 8 assists. I'm almost done here, and then we'll go across the league. All right, so let's go around the league right now. We have a chance to do so. I got everything else posted for me, and the only thing I have left to do is this story. I'm able to make sure that this volume gets set back up now. Because now all the song and dance is done. You got players warming up right now, getting ready to go for the second half. But let me take you around the league right now. So we got that Pistons score out of the way. That is gone final. 126-117, the Bucks were able to take out the Pistons, 126-117. The Mavericks, they win a game. They'd lost 4 straight. They just lost back-to-back games against the Hornets. They beat the Pacers 127-104. Luka Doncic is going to get suspended for 1 game, 25 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds. Kyrie Irving 16 on 7 of 11. Kyrie played 30 minutes, didn't get to shoot a lot, had 6 assists, and they pretty much emptied the bench, did Dallas on that side. For the Indiana Pacers, Benedict Mathurin, 26. He's a pretty good looking player, 9 and 19, but they lost 127-104. Dallas trying to get in the playoffs, let alone get in a playing game, 37 and 39. They've not been good since the Irving deal. But Jason Kidd's made some curious moves too. He kind of looks like the old coach who was in Milwaukee, so that doesn't mean good things. The Knicks beat the Rockets, as you expect they would. The Rockets are one of the worst teams alongside the Spurs and the Pistons. 137-115. Emmanuel quickly gets 40. The Suns hold off the Jazz 117-103. Devin Booker had an easy 24. Chris Paul played. He wasn't that good, though. 9 points, 10 assists. He did that job, but the assist side is still a -1. It was 13 points off the bench for Terence Ross. Utah Jazz, Lauri Markkanen with 25. But they lost 117-103. Bulls and Clippers underway. That's tied at 42. Our game is 58-57 between the Kings and T-Wolves. It gets set to get underway here pretty soon. The Pelicans all over the Trailblazers, 67-41. They're going to shut down Dame time for the rest of the year. So Trailblazers are done as far as their playoff run. I thought about doing the game between the Nuggets and the Sixers, but now all the Sixers are hurt. Every time I wanted to do the game of the Nuggets, all the Nuggets are hurt. But 102-84 Nuggets, they're going to take that win probably against Philadelphia with no Embiid. I know Kendrick Perkins saying some dumbass thing about trying to dodge the smoke and for the MVP. You're a moron on that side of it. You want to make sure Joel Embiid is healthy for the playoffs. They don't care about the other kind of crap. You want to make sure the Sixers can win some games. So I'm going to pull up this audio recorder here, and we will get underway. So 11:45 left to go in this third. The Kings were on a heck of a run as De'Aaron Fox had 20 in that first half. It's Anthony Edwards now as we switch sides in the court, left to right here for the Minnesota Timberwolves in slow-mo. He used every little bit of that shot clock there as he fades away from 16, knocks it down, and he puts the Timberwolves back out in front, 59-58. And now it's Sabonis for Harrison Barnes. Now get to Sabonis. Sabonis inside off the pivot, leaves it back for Harrison. Thought about the three. Now steps in from 15 feet. He gets fouled off the front, so he's going to go to the line to shoot 2 free throws, and this could put the Sacramento Kings back out front. And this has been a game now over this latter half of 6 minutes. I know it's 11:15 in the first, but the way I say it is because this has been a topsy-turvy one or the end of it. It was a 12-point lead for the Minnesota Timberwolves, and now it's about to be a tie game. Harrison Barnes knocks down the first free throw. He makes this one. He can give the Kings a lead. So Minnesota, they played pretty well to start the game off the back-to-back and the win against the Golden State Warriors. Karl-Anthony Towns is getting load management rest. That is the term that everyone likes to use right now as far as all of that's concerned. So the Timberwolves, though, they need to really win this game even though it's back-to-back because they want to get away from the play-in spot. They can pull within a tie of 6 between the Golden State Warriors. 7-10 is the play-in. So slow-mo, Kyle Anderson trying a series of spin moves off Huerter. And did he draw the foul? Really? I know that's going to be a chorus of boos there for the Sacramento Kings. And if Huerter picked it up, that's his fourth. And Sour Cream might have to go back to the bench. I know I'm Sour Cream as well, but that's Kevin Huerter, and affectionately with his white headband and his red top. Got a lot more hair than I do. I'm balding all the way across. I didn't see much for Kyle Anderson, but he drew it anyway. But it would be sideline out of bounds. Kevin Huerter's got 4. Conley, he tried to throw that one up to Rudy Gobert, and this is called against the Kings as well, as they denied Gobert an opportunity to go ahead and get that wrapped up off of a alley-oop, as I think Harrison Barnes were going to sit to pick it up. So now 2 quick fouls against Sacramento with 10:52, and this third, we're just really underway here in this second half. Kings up by 1. They were down by as much as 12. We'll do it again. Trigger in from Edwards to Mike Conley. Series of dribbles. Drop it for Gobert. Wide open is Kyle Anderson. He's got all day to shoot. That's the wrong guy to leave open. As he knocks down the 3, he puts Minnesota Timberwolves back up by 2. Between Kyle Anderson and Reid, they've been the best Timberwolves in this game right now. Kevin Huerter, with his 4 fouls, knocks down the three-pointer from the top of the key. So back-to-back Trey puntos, 63-62. It puts the Kings up by 1. So 5 out of 13 are the Timberwolves from distance, 3 out of 11 for the Sacramento Kings. Anthony Edwards, now for Conley. His cross-court pass to Jaden McDaniels. Will pro baseline, wrap a pass around to Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson going to let it go. Kyle Anderson missed off the front of the rim, and this is skied and collected now by De'Aaron. Leaving out for Domantas Sabonis. He'll go right to left. Sacramento Kings in the all-gray at home. As this is Keegan Murray right off the screen, and that was an easy look for Keegan, but he missed it. And now the Timberwolves get a chance to take the lead. If they can make this basket, Kyle Anderson, right wing side. Again, the Timberwolves at Golden One Center on the road. They got the white jerseys with the green and red piping on the pant legs. Anderson with an entry there for Gobert and a foul against the Kings. That's their 3rd foul. You only get 2 more. 9:39 left to go in the 3rd before we actually go to the bonus, go to the penalty. It'd be a very quick time to be able to shoot and leave a lot of lettuce at the line. Hopefully not if you're Minnesota, but they've done so much in this game. They missed a lot of free throws. So sideline out of bounds. Here's a chance. Conley. He gets Huerter to jump in the air, floats it inside and knocks it down. I don't believe that was tipped in by Gobert. But the Timberwolves take the lead again. De'Aaron Fox, pro baseline. Count it! And the foul for De'Aaron Fox. Or they should at least. They're going to take this side out of bounds. My goodness, he should have got the continuation. So he got around Kyle Anderson, and they're going to say off the outstretched arm, even though it was De'Aaron Fox that had wrapped around the midsection of Anderson. So negate the basket. That is my apologies. It should have been an and one. Harrison Barnes, living out for Sabonis, had the Sacramento Kings logo. Sabonis set it up for Keegan. Now Harrison Barnes, right wing 3. And he missed it hard off the front of the rim. And this will be off last touch by Sabonis. It'll be the Timberwolves ball with 9:14. So they're trying to hang in there right now off this back-to-back. Their first quarter start, I should say, was especially good as they were having a double-digit lead for the most part of it. Kyle Anderson and Reid have been the best players for the Timberwolves off the bench. Rudy Gobert, spin, half pivot, and he got a friendly touch off the top of the window. Make it 66-63 as he cans the fadeaway over Sabonis. De'Aaron Fox. He gets in the mid-range. Now from about 12. He's going to float it with one hand. My goodness, De'Aaron Fox. He's got 22 now. 66-65. Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson trying to find his space. He'll float it in from 18. Kyle Anderson, that's why they call him slow-mo. He's never in a hurry. He gets the shot that he wants. He shoots with confidence. Kevin Huerter with 4 fouls. We'll wrap this baseline. Wide open is Fox for 3. Missed it off the front of the rim. Picked up by Sabonis and put back in. 68-67. The Wolves lead down to 1 now. 8:05 left to go in this 3rd. As it's a chance for Anthony Edwards to take this left or right. He'll do so slowly before the 8-second violation. Timberwolves 5 of 6 in this quarter, and the Kings 3 of 6. That's why the Timberwolves back up by 1. They were down 1 to start. Edwards with a rope pass. This gets picked up now as this is a foul. Mike Conley is going to be able to draw. That is the 4th foul on the Sacramento Kings. One more of any variety will put them in the bonus. And if Kevin Huerter, if he picks this one up, that is foul number 5, foul number 5 on Kevin. And he's really going to have to be careful here. You think he's going to sit the rest of this 3rd quarter? Where's the foul? So Kevin Huerter is the one that picks it up. And this will be an opportunity for the Timberwolves to go ahead and get more points. So I'm looking at it now. The brush contact. Conley goes into Huerter. Huerter gets called for the foul. He can't believe it. That's his 5th. 5 points, 5 fouls. So Huerter going to have to sit. And that kind of stinks for Kevin because he's a really good 3-point shooter. And that's going to be some offense that the Kings are going to have to find. They could still do so. You got Davion Mitchell on that end. You have De'Aaron Fox, who's been really hot in this game. De'Aaron Fox. Domantas Sabonis been his usual self. He's still on triple-double watch. He's going to pivot, set the dribble down. Domantas Sabonis takes it right over Gobert. Yes, sir. Puts it in from about 5 feet. Make it 70-69. With 7:20 left to go in the third now. So it's 2 fouls for Minnesota, 4 for the Kings. The next one's going to put Minnesota in the bonus for the rest of the way in this third. Slow-mo now. Cross court for Anthony Edwards. Easy lay-in. Harrison Barnes didn't want to get in the bonus already. So Anthony Edwards takes a 2. Here comes De'Aaron Fox. Floats it from 11. Wide open. Lays it in. De'Aaron Fox just brushed away the defense there and put it in a little too easily. Now 72-71. Kings only down by 1 still. This has been a back-and-forth affair so far in this second half. 6:45 left to go in the third. Lob pass inside. Gobert. He gets swatted by De'Aaron Fox. My goodness. Keegan Murray cross-court pass from Fox. Floater from Metu. Miss it out the front of the window. Last touched by Minnesota. De'Aaron Fox just blocked Rudy Gobert. He didn't get a chance to catch. He was going to have an easy one inside. De'Aaron Fox slapped it right away. So this is a wrap pass inside. And right off the window, Rudy Gobert, how do you not just palm the basketball and slam it down? You let the point guard wrap it away from you. That's why everybody talks about Rudy. We go to commercial break. T-Wolves stall it by 1, 72-71 with 6:33 in the third.
Buying a car from Groom is so easy. All you need is a phone and a finger. Just go to Groom.com, scroll through thousands of cars, and then tap it. That's it.
We appreciate you guys following along. It's been pretty active between the YouTube side and Twitter Spaces. If you want some clearer audio on the Twitter Spaces side, it's at the same name of the YouTube is, at John Reinhardt. You can join in. If you want to just listen on the YouTube side, that's fine. So we have a 50-50 split as far as their vote. And they votes 4 across. It's like, can the Timberwolves gain the number 6 spot to stay out of the play-in game? And if they get a win, they will be tied for 6. Cool stream. What do you think the score will be? Well, I know this is kind of a cop-out answer, my friend, on that side, but I will go ahead and say, as we're looking at our score line right now, 72-71 between the Timberwolves and the Kings. Normally the Kings would be in a spot where you can get to about 130. I don't think they're going to do so tonight, but I'll go ahead very close to it. I'll say 125-120 Kings. I'll say that they'll get the win. The Timberwolves will just miss out off the back-to-back. Don't hold me to it, though, because I'm not a betting man. I'm just going to entertain the question. We're checking this one on NBA League Pass tonight. We're at the Golden One Center, as this has been a very close game right now. Again, let me go ahead and give you that score and go ahead and pull up my box score. We were going across the league. I got to open this window back up just to give you the scoring updates. So it's a Timberwolves lead with 6:33 in third. I pulled that back up tomorrow. It's going to be an NHL assignment. Cooper Hopkins is going to join me per usual. It'll be the LA Kings and the Calgary Flames. I think we're going to be at Crypto.com Arena for that one. We'll check that one on ESPN Plus. We'll probably switch off between the play-by-play and color. That's going to be absolutely paramount that the Calgary Flames win that one tomorrow. Where is the Golden One Center? That's near Sacramento. That's where we are right now, between the Sacramento Kings and the Minnesota Timberwolves. You have the Golden State Warriors. You got the Sacramento Kings. You have the Los Angeles Kings, the Clippers, the Lakers. You got a lot of good teams right now. If you live in California area, but we're at Sacramento right now. So back underneath the action right now, it's Davion Mitchell with the basketball. Going to go right to left across the timeline. We'll get the screen around Conley from Sabonis. And Davion, he can be a master of the mid-range game at times. Knocks it down from 18 feet. 73-72 now. Kings back in front by 1. They were down by as much as 12. Still 6:10 left to go in this third. It's been a back-and-forth affair. Jaden McDaniels, top of the key three. Too strong off the front of the rim. And this is corralled by Keegan Murray as Domantas Sabonis takes us across the timeline. Keegan from Sabonis. They ran that 2-man game, but Keegan's not been solid from 3, and he's normally a guy that can shoot you about 40%. There's Mike Conley now, right wing side. It's a move from Gobert, goes baseline, Jaden McDaniels, extra series, a pass, Kyle Anderson. He's going to let it fly. And Kyle Anderson feeling himself right now as he knocks down the Trey. It's 79-73. Him and Reid have been excellent in this game. De'Aaron Fox, pocket pass, Sabonis. Freebie as he dunks it right to the rim. Now it's tied 75 all with 5:20 left to go in the third. John out here with you at the Golden One Center watching this one on NBA League Pass. It's the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Sacramento Kings. Kings win tonight. We just get word they're locked for the playoffs. And if Minnesota can win this game, they can stay on the play-in side. Kyle Anderson wraparound, picked up by Conley. 5 seconds to go on the shot clock. Fading away from 16. Knocks it down. 77-75. Timberwolves back up on top. 4:50 left to go in the third. Here's an opportunity for Harrison Barnes, former Golden State Warrior. Push on Conley. What's the foul going to be on? And then a defensive 3-second violation. So it'll be an opportunity for the Sacramento Kings to get a free throw. Chris Finch doesn't like it. Chris Finch has some of the gray bottom side that I already have now, sitting at 36 years of age. Just recently celebrated a birthday as this is picked back around. And now this is cashed in by Harrison Barnes. And it's a 1-point game again. 77-76. Kings trying to get back out in front. Trey Lyles, former Piston, gets set to check back in, former San Antonio Spur. Keegan Murray, not been his usual self from distance tonight, but that's okay. He's not shooting himself out of it. He's not taking bad shots. He's just not making them. Domantas Sabonis. Now for Malik Monk. Malik Monk will dribble down the lane, and he'll make this one over Reid. Kings go back up by 1. It's a 3-point play thanks to the defensive 3 in the key. As it's Reid right wing side on Sabonis. Now Jordan McLaughlin. McLaughlin has it on the right wing side as it's Nowell. He'll shoot top of the key 3 too strong. Recollected by Trey Lyles. Lyles now for Sabonis. Sabonis has it. Gets down the lane off the pivot. And his pass attempt, did he lose it off the leg? Was the last touch by Minnesota? That's what it looks like. So this will stay Sacramento ball. 78-77 still your scoreline. Again, thank you guys for joining in on the YouTube side. I appreciate you being active for this NBA regular season game. We're getting very close to the end of the regular season. As this is Domantas Sabonis with 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Got tapped away from Davion Mitchell, but he able to go back in the backcourt to get it. Now down to 5 seconds. Davion got to explode down the lane, and that got blocked, but there was a foul on the other end. So that'll be the third one for Minnesota. Going to the line to shoot 2 is Davion. It'll be picked up by McLaughlin. So the Kings will go to the line to shoot 2. Try to make this an 80-77 game. So for Davion Mitchell, he is one of those guys. I watched earlier in the year when the Kings played the Pistons. He absolutely destroyed the Pistons on that side. He can be somebody off the bench that can get you a 25 or a 30 spot. He can absolutely explode. And when you have Terence on the other side, I know he hasn't played. I know I had it listed in my roster. He can be absolutely dominant too, Terence Davis. Those are some pieces. I don't think Terence Davis is active tonight, though. I haven't seen him play just yet. 80-77 is Davion. Cans them both from the line. And now Nowell. Too strong up the front of the rim. Good read. Good defense there by Sabonis. Here's Davion Mitchell. Pushing the pace. Trying to get around McLaughlin. Here's a drop pass here for Monk. Missed it off the front of the rim. Too strong. And Reid will go ahead and collect the pumpkin. As we'll get this across now for Anthony Edwards, who's just checked in. Anthony Edwards. Here's his stretch pass. Wrapping it down is Nowell off the Euro step, and he scores it, 80-79. Minnesota back within 1 as it's Davion Mitchell running some backup point here for De'Aaron Fox. He's going to get his rest. He's one of the best fourth quarter closers in the league. Malik Monk with the spin. He missed it off the front of the rim. Sabonis looked like he might have got poked in the eye. He falls down. It's 1-on-3. Minnesota's got the 1. They got to peel back for some reinforcements. Anthony Edwards cross court. Now working his way in the mid-range, Trey Lyles with the active hand swipes it away, but now Kyle Anderson able to get it. Anthony Edwards down the lane. Nowell scores it over Lyles. Now the Timberwolves back on in front, 81-80. 2:45 left to go in the third. This has been a fantastic game here in this second half. Glad we get a good NBA assignment. Sometimes I don't pick up the best ones. As Sabonis gets the touch off the front of the rim, and the Kings go back up 82-81. Timeout, Finch. It is a 1-point lead for the Kings. 2:35 left in the third. This has been fun. Come right back.
I used to wait to run my dishwasher till it was super full. Now, I dish everything. Daily. Weekdays. Weekends. Sometimes after a big snack. You might think that's wasteful, but it's not. Because even half loads use 80% less water than hand washing, saving up to $130 a year.
So I know they said this on the NBCSN, the Xfinity part of the stream in Sacramento. That's what we're listening to and following along to bring this to you stream on the YouTube side. I know I haven't got the questions tonight, thankfully, but I know some people ask me to show the TV screen on the YouTube side. If I show any of that, I'll never be able to do any streams here with you. So that's why we always try to give you the play-by-play. I do the best I can with the sports that I have on there to go ahead and leave some guests depending on the sports that we do. So my schedule for this week, again, I have to spend one of the times with the fiance. I don't want to get her upset on that side of it. So we'll figure that out when she texts me to see when she's going to be available. But my plan is for tomorrow, I'll be here no matter what tomorrow because I'll be working with Cooper Hopkins. That's my usual broadcast partner for the NHL side. And that's going to be the LA Kings and the Calgary Flames. We'll have that for you tomorrow about 9:15 Eastern. Thursday, I'm going to try to be here as well because it'll be opening day as we will go to T-Mobile Park. The Cleveland Guardians will take on the Seattle Mariners. I want to get a chance to watch Julio Rodriguez. And then Saturday, I want to make sure that I'm here. I might miss the Wednesday game. If she says Wednesday, that's perfect. That'll work out. But for Saturday, it'll be a Final Four coverage between Miami Hurricanes and the Yukon Huskies. And then Monday will be the championship game. I'll have that for you. And Thursday will be part of the Frozen Four because it'll be a local assignment for me for the Michigan Wolverines. They're taking on the Quinnipiac Bobcats. So I'll have some college hockey for you on Thursday. So a little bit of variety here from me as far as all that stuff is done. I usually cover NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and the college affiliates. I don't know enough about football to cover it, so I stay away from that, although I'd like to. Soccer could be fun as well, but I just don't know enough of the names on that side. So MLB, NBA, NHL, and college affiliate coverage. When we get to the Stanley Cup playoffs, I'll be giving you a different game pretty much every day on that side. So they're giving some replays on that side. And once we get back into it, we're deep in the third quarter action right now. It's still a 1-point game. It's an 82-81 score line with about 2:20 left to go in the second. And I know the ESPN box is probably a little bit ahead of my stream as we're still waiting for all that to go on. So 2:20 left to go in the third is a three-pointer for McLaughlin. And now it is a 84-82 lead as Minnesota goes back out in front by a pair. It's been a good contest right now between these two teams. This has been back and forth as much as possible. Make sure I turn on the Twitter Spaces side. I almost forgot. Because this is Malik Monk. Malik Monk, he missed the dunk. He was able to get around Reid, and he was styling and profile, but he missed it. And this goes off of the fingers, picked up now by Anthony Edwards, and now Nowell. We'll have this one across from Nickeil Alexander-Walker, more of a mid-range guy, and his pass gets deflected. Davion Mitchell. Now as this is picked up, here's Sabonis down the lane. Beautiful pass. What a block by Minnesota, but Domantas Sabonis cleans up the pumpkin. He ties this game back up at 84, the swing game at its finest right now. With $1:25 left to go in this third. 22 points for Sabonis, 10 in this quarter as he's certainly come alive. De'Aaron Fox still getting an extended rest as this is picked up by McLaughlin, the backup point guard for the Timberwolves. Not have a lot of size. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, three-pointers not his game. And Keegan Murray will get the rebound. Murray now across for Mitchell. Mitchell inside to Trey Lyles. Lyles put his head down trying to work on Alexander-Walker. He should be going to the line to shoot two. and the Kings will go back out in front if they can hit at least one of these. We are tied at 84 right now. John here with you doing the play-by-play at the Golden One Center. We're watching this one on NBA League Pass. Again, this is from NBA 2K23 Championship Edition, so I get a chance to use some of the League Pass side. It's much better to buy the game and pay the extra $40 than to pay an extra $150 for League Pass, which makes no sense. So just do it that way. And for next season, if they provide that same offer, I'll do it again because I'm going to end up buying the game anyway. To play with a couple of friends on PS5. I'm still waiting on everybody to get those. Again, I know I have the computer side to do it, but there's not a lot of PC player base for NBA 2K just yet. So Trey Lyles, this is the first, makes the second, as it's 85-84. Kings back out in front one more time. Now McLaughlin will leave this here for Anthony Edwards. Misses it off the front of the rim. Trey Lyles able to save it in between his legs. And now Domantas Sabonis will get this up court. Here's Malik Monk. Malik Monk got Jaden McDaniels on his face. Doesn't matter. He's going to pull up a three anyway. Domantas Sabonis had the rebound taken away from him by Reid. Now McLaughlin left to right. Again, the Minnesota Timberwolves have the white jerseys on the road with the green and red striping on the pant legs, as Reid had it knocked away from him. Domantas Sabonis doesn't like it, and Malik Monk doesn't like it, but this should be free throws upcoming here for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Both teams already in the bonus at that point. Timberwolves could have been in the bonus in the last 7 minutes. De'Aaron Fox, he still looks like a very young man on that side. I think he's about 25 now. He's going to get set to check in. His wife with the baby is on courtside right now watching this in, and they showed a couple of her cuts when De'Aaron Fox was making some of those Euro steps, and she was making that nasty face like DeAndre Jordan did when he dunked all over Brandon Knight way back in the day. And I remember that as a Pistons fan. That's what Brandon Knight is known for. As this is another free throw opportunity. The first one is made, and now the second one can give Minnesota the lead. Minnesota takes the lead, 86-85. Shot clock turned off. De'Aaron Fox is going to get the last possession of this third, and he's going to close out this entire fourth. De'Aaron Fox patient, has it at the Kings logo as shot clock's turned off. 8 seconds left to go in this third. Now rocks in between the legs, down to 3, step back from 16. De'Aaron Fox off the front of the rim, and that's it for the third quarter. Minnesota still nursing a 1-point lead. Again, Sacramento was down by as much as 12. They made a second quarter run to get within 1. It's still within 1. Come right back. Fourth quarter action still to come.
Sweetwater, this is your last game wearing a Trotty uniform. Your next game will be in a Nick jersey. Change is happening.
It's about being true to the game of basketball. PG-13 in theaters April 14th.
Oh, hey. Buying a car from Vroom is so easy. All you need is a phone and a finger. Just go to Vroom.com, scroll through thousands of cars, then tap the button. That's it. No sales fee, no wasted time. Just straight up great cars. Right from your phone to your driveway. Go to Vroom.com and pick your favorite.
Oh yeah, she does it.
Buy your car
On Vroom.com. Vroom. Get in.
So we will see if we need extra time after this fourth. We're going to be getting underway in the fourth quarter. Still an 86-85 lead. Very contested across that third quarter. It was 34-25 after one in favor of Minnesota. And then Sacramento responded in the first half 33-23 in that second quarter, but this third quarter, more along the likings of the close, just as it's been 29-27 win for Minnesota in that third. They only won that quarter by 2, as this is still an 86-85 game. Minnesota up in front. If Sacramento wins tonight, they clinch a playoff spot automatically. Minnesota wins, they can pull in a tie within 6 to stay out of the play-in. So again, for the recorder side, just to reiterate officially, Sacramento wins this game tonight. They are in the postseason. That 16-year drought was the longest in playoffs all the way across the 4 major sports. That could end tonight. And if the Minnesota Timberwolves win, they will be pulled in a tie for 6 to stay in out of the play-in spot, depending on where the season series is in between Golden State and the Minnesota Timberwolves. But again, the Timberwolves won the last game against Golden State, so they'll probably pull within 6 respectively. So this will be free throws as De'Aaron Fox is fouled in the act of shooting, and this will put the Kings to the line where they get a chance to tie and take the lead if De'Aaron Fox knocks down both of them. So De'Aaron Fox first free throw gets the friendly bounce up in front of the rim, ties it at 86. Again, as we talked about this, most points scored in the fourth quarter this season. Kyrie Irving at 506. De'Aaron Fox now at 507. He's just taking the lead. He is the closer here for all intents and purposes for the Sacramento Kings. That's why he rests the majority of the third quarter, because he's not leaving in the fourth. So now it's Rudy Gobert. Got Alex Len on him here early. He'll get some time before they'll go back to Domantas Sabonis again. And now a float shot. And this one's picked up by Nowell. And he knocks it down. And this will be 88-87 now as the Kings back only down by 1. Trey Lyles explode down the lane. Gets swatted by Reid. Here's McLaughlin left to right with the bounce pass. Nowell at the up and under. Huerter can't foul. And he is still able to make it as Nowell. Huerter the other way. He's got 5 fouls. He had to sit the entire third quarter pretty much, as it's 11:15 left to go in the fourth. I will say this. I hope they clean up the NBA app on the Fire Stick side of it, because it definitely bounces all the way across the board. They've got to clean that up, because on ESPN Plus, it's just chef's kiss on that side. There is no lagging on that. I got fast enough internet, but this just lags like crazy sometimes. As De'Aaron Fox missed it off the front of the rim. Picked up now by McLaughlin as the Timberwolves back up by 3. Leave it now here for Reid. Reid down the lane. He got it blocked by Alex Len. It's really going choppy now, so I'm going to try to stay with it. Trey Lyles. Give this now here for De'Aaron Fox. Fox will spin. Leave it now for Lyles. Lyles lets it go. That was a 3-pointer from the right wing side that was missed. Picked up now by Jaden McDaniels. Here's McLaughlin. He's got it at the Kings logo. Timberwolves trying to go left to right for the rest of this quarter. And an offensive foul being called against Rudy Gobert. And we'll turn this one right over. So 2 fouls against Minnesota right now. Again, you get 5 before you go on the bonus. Nothing yet for the Sacramento Kings, and an illegal screen against Rudy Gobert and De'Aaron Fox. So it'll be the Kings basketball. They could tie it with a 3. They can get within 1 with a 2. Only 9 turnovers for the Kings, only 4 for the Timberwolves. It's been a very well played game on that side, because this is a kick ball violation, possibly, but I think a foul is going to go against Minnesota. That is their third. They get 2 more. Still 10:25 left to go in this fourth quarter. Really just underway in the last stanza in regulation. Unless this game is tied after 4. It's going to be sideline out of bounds for the Sacramento Kings. They're down 90-87. John Under with it from the Golden One Center. We're taking this one in an NBA League pass. Kevin Huerter with 5 fouls, got 5 points. Here's a wrap pass in for Alex Len. He's got to catch the basketball. That's lazy by Alex Len. He might get stuck into a jump ball. Don't know how he couldn't just grab that one and dunk it down. I said that earlier in the second quarter against Rudy Gobert. If you're a big man, you got to play big. Doesn't mean that you're 7'2". Doesn't mean you're going to dunk all over everybody. Grab that thing and throw it down strong. Don't let them put it back on the floor and take it from you. But Alex Len is going to be the one going to the line to shoot free throws inauspiciously. So 4 fouls against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And one more, it'll be the bonus as Alex Len misses it off the front end. One more would be the bonus here for Sacramento, and it's 10-15 in the fourth. So you got to keep that in mind. This could be easy street here for Sacramento. They can live at the line, and De'Aaron Fox does a really good job in getting to it. So Alex Len splits the pair of free throws, making 90-88 as the Timberwolves' latest cut down to 2. 65% of the Timberwolves, 13 out of 20, 81% of the Kings, 21 out of 26. What's going on, Nick? I can go ahead and get you in. It's just me this time, so if you want to co-host it on this side with me, we can take this in. This might be a free throw parade the rest of the way on that side of it because the Timberwolves already got 4 on that side. Jaden McDaniels looks like he's going to be going to the line to shoot 2, trying to get points 14 and 15. He's 6 of 11 with 2 assists. So McDaniels makes the first. Timberwolves lead back up by 3. We are just at the 10-minute marker of the fourth quarter. So if the Kings win this game, they're automatically in the playoffs. And if the Timberwolves win, they get the 6th seed and stay out of the play-in. That's what's at stake right now. We're getting very close to the end of the NBA regular season. We're watching this one on NBA League Pass today as De'Aaron Fox has this on the right wing side. Kevin Huerter. And he knocks it down from 3. He's got 5 fouls. He's just been able to check in. And that's a big one for Sacramento to help stretch the defense. 37%, 7 of 19 is Minnesota. 21%, 4 of 19 is the Kings. As a knockdown the other way, this does not count the basket. We're going to see who this is going to be on. I'm going to wait to see if this updates, as this is a chance for Nowell. He goes to the line. Alex Len getting a little bit of a forearm shove, a little bit of a tackle on that end. And this will be triggered sideline out of bounds as McLaughlin gets set to pass it in from Gobert. Well, pro baseline. Nas Reid thought about a 3 and throws it down. Climbs the elevator to the top. 92, 90, or 94, 91 as the Timberwolves take a 3-point lead. That was a vicious slam by Nas Reid. And De'Aaron Fox. This is Malik Monk that draws it. Malik Monk, I'm sorry, my feed is bouncing all over the place. So Nas Reid punched it over Alex Len. And I mentioned just because you're 7 feet tall doesn't mean that you're big. Nas Reid took the challenge. He absolutely destroyed. Went to bump knees as well. So this is what the story is. With 9:18 left to go in this fourth, this is Monk at the line. He knocks it down. And one more coming here for Sacramento. Sacramento draws any more fouls the other way. They're automatically going to the bonus. And it's 9:18 in the fourth. So Malik Monk with 6 points now. He's got 2 assists. Kings back within 1. McLaughlin still running the point right now as the backup PG. Here's Nowell. Nowell around Len. Gets his own rebound and puts it back in. 96-93. He took the contact, got it blocked, and got it right back. De'Aaron Fox from Trey Lyles. Now Fox in between his legs. Trey Lyles gives it to Fox, right wing side. De'Aaron too strong up the front of the rim, and the Frenchman Rudy Gobert gets this one across here from McLaughlin. Nas Reid will give it back to him. Going left to right on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Just 1 of 5 to Sacramento here in this fourth. They're down by 3 now. Minnesota been up by as much as 12. It's 96-93. McLaughlin, right wing side, bounce pass for Nas Reid. He lets it go right wing side. And Nas Reid has been excellent off the bench for Minnesota. They're trying to get back-to-back wins and back-to-back nights. He cans the 3, make it 99-93 with 8:34 left to go in the fourth. Mike Brown wants a timeout with his aviator glasses. Come right back. I'm going to flip this back to you just in case you want to follow in. You might be driving around, so not sure what you're doing on that side, but since it's being get you right in on this side. So tomorrow, again, for everybody that's listening on the YouTube side, because we have quite a few of you catching this game in here. It'll be Cooper Hopkins and myself in between the Calgary Flames and the LA Kings. He's going to get set to join me for that one, so we'll probably split play-by-play duties. Wednesday, I may miss. That should be the Colorado Avalanche and the Minnesota Wild. Thursday, I'm going to try not to miss. That'll be opening day for the, let's see, Cleveland Guardians and the Seattle Mariners. It'll be on MLB Network about 10:15 Eastern. And then Saturday, I'll make sure I have that one off. That'll be a Final Four game in between Miami and UConn. So I want to try to get 4 days this week. Wednesday might be the day I miss, but that all depends on my fiance's availability, whether or not Lauren is free. I know tomorrow I'll be here for sure. Saturday I'll be here for sure. I really want to get the baseball game in open for that side, but we'll see what happens. Because I'm really interested to know what's going to happen with the pitch clock, the bigger base system, and the other rule changes. I'll tell you this, as someone that's going to be doing the play-by-play, I'll try to make sure that if it's MLB Network or ESPN, I don't have MLB TV, but I'll be able to get those streams and give you those games. But I'll welcome it as a play-by-play broadcaster, because if you can cut down 45 minutes of game time, that's going to save a lot of the voice, a lot of other stats, and everything else. I'll welcome it. Again, for those that talk about it, they didn't want to see it in the World Baseball Classic. Well, it's a lot different when you're going up against Ohtani and Trout. You want those rules when it's Cincinnati Reds and Pittsburgh Pirates in the dog days of summer, right? That's what those rules are for. When you got the boring teams playing against each other, close that game down and make it shorter. When you have good intrigue, you're going to still get all the same moments that you want. So on the NBA League Pass side, that's where we're watching this one in. This is the Comcast feed for Sacramento sports. I know mine's going to run out for the League Pass side once the regular season is done, but most of those games will be carried on ESPN. So 8:25 left to go in this fourth. John on here with you. It's a chance for Malik Monk. Malik Monk down the lane gets it in over Rudy Gobert. As the Kings now back within 4, it's 99-95. With 8:15 left to go in the fourth, it's still McLaughlin running the backup PG here. Is Rudy Gobert. We'll get this one here for Reid. Now this will be wrapped around off the bounce pass for Rudy Gobert. Did he just blow the dunk? Rudy Gobert blows the dunk but draws the foul. That's very lucky on that side. Rudy Gobert, he looks like a giant, but he's got the hands of a wet poodle sometimes, especially when he's in front of the rim, and I don't know why. Some of these big men in between Rudy Gobert and Alex Len, they just don't finish strong enough. It drives me nuts. This is real Rudy Gobert at the line and try to make 2. He's made both last time, so I can give him credit for that. As now Minnesota has hit the century mark. It's 195. Slow-mo, Kyle Anderson, with his movie theater forehead, gets a chance to check that one in. And now you get a chance to do this one more time for Rudy Gobert. 11 points, 13 rebounds, and 2 blocks, trying to make it 12. And again, I got a receding hairline, so don't take that with a grain of salt and be mad if you're Kyle Anderson. He's a really good player all the way across the board. So De'Aaron Fox, right to left, is Sacramento in the all gray. They're trying to make the playoffs for the first time in 16 seasons. They can do so with a win tonight. Sabonis out of control! And is it going to be an offensive foul against Sabonis? He said, I got hit in the left side of the eye. He's got his hands up in the air. He's shaking his head. Mike Brown again taking a look at his movie theater 3D glasses. He has a chance to see what's going on. So he puts the ball down, and I think he got a piece of – he checked Rudy Gobert right in the chin. So that's a turnover. The crowd's not going to like it. The Minnesota back up by 6. And now slow-mo. On the right wing side being guarded by Trey Lyles. Couple series of pivots there is Harrison Barnes, Reid, Jaden McDaniels, top of the key for 3. And that bounced all the way in and out. Now here's a chance for Malik Monk. Malik has it on the right wing side. Now working his way from 16. All alone from the mid-range side. And now it's 101-97 as the Kings back within 4. 7:20 left to go in this fourth. Reid. Leave it here for Nowell. Now Nowell off the hand of Gobert. That was a sloppy pass. He wasn't even looking where he was throwing it. Domantas Sabonis. Now here's Fox. No hesitation. Too strong off the front of the rim. And this should be last touched off of the Sacramento Kings. But I think according to the crowd, it might stay here. So Malik Monk straight away from mid-range from about 16. He canned that down as Davion Mitchell. He's giving his claps off the bench. I see Matthew Dellavedova sighting as well. He's not stepped in as yet. So Malik Monk as the camera shoots in on him. This will be an opportunity for De'Aaron Fox, sideline out of bounds, to throw this in. They'll be tapping the square button on the other end. Are the Minnesota Timberwolves trying to get that steal? Thinking about NBA 2K. As this is flipped in nicely off the inbounds. A little big to small action there. Harrison Barnes able to finish it. 101.99. 6:50 left to go in this fourth. His defense being trained at the Golden One Center. John there with you. It's a 2-point game. Minnesota up until Mike Conley puts them up by 4 now with a floater from 10 feet. Mike Conley's been shuffled around more like dominoes, but he's going to get a chance to play playoff basketball. And now, here's a floater on the other end as this gets taken away. Malik Monk left it short, and now Jaden McDaniels corrals the pumpkin. David Finch calls the timeout. Minnesota up 103.99. 6:32 left to go in this final frame. Come right back.
Buying a car from Vroom is so easy. All you need is a phone and a finger. Just go to Vroom.com, scroll through thousands of cars.
What's going on, my friend?
That's it. No sales fee, no wasting time. Just straight up great cars. Right from your phone.
So we will give everybody on the YouTube side. It's been jumping a little bit. I appreciate it, you guys. That's at a little scoring reset. It's starter scoring all the way across the board. 15 McDaniels, 15 Anderson, 12 for Gobert, 13 for Conley, 13 for Edwards, 18 for Reid off the bench, 14 for Nowell, and for the Sacramento Kings, De'Aaron Fox with 26. Domantas Sabonis has 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 4 assists. As we're in the middle of a commercial break, about 6:31 left to go in this regulation. Minnesota up 103.99. How are you doing, Nick?
I'm doing well. You were correct. I was on the road driving home when I heard that you were on. And the thing that really just brought a tear down my eye was Matthew Dellavedova's sighting. He's playing still, maybe?
There was a sighting. Yeah, he hasn't played today, though, but he is on the bench.
I don't know what feed you're on currently, but what I'm seeing on my end is the Kings. We're in Sacramento, right?
Yes,
Sacramento
we are.
Kings mascot shooting tomatoes. Am I seeing that correctly?
I'm getting a commercial break right now, but in about 5 seconds, I might see what you're seeing. Right now, I'm seeing
It's
pizza.
not tomatoes, okay? It might be balls. Okay? It might be just balls, but I don't know what they're doing. But they're in Sacramento, they're crazy, and they deserve it after clinching a playoff spot correctly. If they win tonight, or if they already got that perfect.
If they win tonight, the Sacramento Kings will clinch the playoffs for the first time in 16 seasons.
I can tell you in my life, I don't think I've ever seen the Kings have a good team. And one guy, like they're showing on my feed right now, is Domantas Sabonis, who's having an incredible year again. Looking at his career stats in general, he's always been good. I think he's been flying under the radar.
Yes, he has, Nick. He's always been good, and now he's going to get an opportunity here in Sacramento alongside De'Aaron Fox for likely the next about 4 seasons. This could be the best Sacramento Kings team they've ever had since Chris Webber.
That's crazy to think. And we're in the fourth quarter. The Kings are down by 4, and the league leader in fourth quarter points is on the floor currently, De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox, his wife is on the sidelines right now, taking this in with their young son, I believe, on that side. And yes, he is the fourth quarter closer. He takes the long rest in the third, finishes it off now. So Kyle Anderson, the foul before the shot, yes, he's still a sighting in there as well, Nick, and he's been pretty good in this game, former Spur.
He was great on defense. He's been able to add a jump shot to his game to sustain his career for a little bit longer. And surprising, Reid is leading the Timberwolves in scoring tonight. Is there no cat?
He is load management tonight off the back-to-back. Reid has been absolutely spectacular, and I don't know if I'll ever say that again, as this is flipped in off the window. 105.99. Minnesota's lead is up by 6. Minnesota trying to get back-to-back wins on back-to-back nights. Here's Harrison Barnes, former Warrior, as this is picked up by Sabonis, and now Malik Monk off the drop pass. Sabonis with the spin off the front of the window. And the Kings have hit the century mark. It's 105, 101, 5:50 left to go in this game. Nick Edwards going to join me to close this one out as we're taking this one in at the Golden One Center. Yes, that's the name. 24 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists for Domantas. As Mike Conley has it now, trying to get a screen from Gobert. Gobert will make the pass across. This is Anthony Edwards knocking down the three from the right wing side. He is a bad man, Nicholas. 108, 101.
It really is, and I wonder if Minnesota's going to be able to keep him after his contract's done because, man, he's a superstar.
Yes, that is something to think about. I know you and I have had many discussions about that. I would think that Anthony Edwards, I know he can secure the bag as much as they like to say now, but I think he can do that anywhere. I think he'd be on a fast track the heck out of here. That's my thought process, at least, as De'Aaron Fox gets set to go to the line. He's got a chance to make a pair here. He's got 26 points, a 9 of 16, 7 of 8 from the line. He's going to try to go 9 of 10 as he makes the first, make it 108, 102. Jaden McDaniels, he's got his 5th foul, 17 points in this game.
Let's see if Chris Finch can really orchestrate this offense and slow the game down a little bit, use the clock, make efficient shots here, and win this game.
I should give you extra credit, Nick, for actually identifying who that is in Chris Finch. I don't think many people could actually do that. As this is wrapped in by Mike Conley, and now it's 110-102. De'Aaron Fox split at the line, and Mike Conley made the lay-in. Now it's Harrison Barnes. Thought they might call a foul. They'll put this across the baseline as it's Malik Monk with a series of dribbles, trying to get around slow-mo, and he draws the foul off the front of the rim. It's a Malik Monk sighting. He's going to go to the line for 2.
Going to use that shoulder there by Monk. Get in there, bait it out. He's going to be a good player. He's only, I believe, 25 years old.
Doesn't it feel like he's been in the league forever, but when you're stuck in Charlotte, it kind of seems that way?
Yeah, because you don't hear about him, so you just years pass, you don't even understand that. He was putting up, I believe, 16 to 18 points a night when he was in Charlotte. So he's a good player, underrated.
Good college player as well.
Absolutely.
So he's got a
I have to
chance.
say, these T-Wolves jerseys are just atrocious to see.
I don't like them either, my friend. I agree with you completely on that side. They're in the all white on the road with the red, yellow, and green piping on the pant legs. It's all gray for the Sacramento Kings at home. Again, they win, and they're in the playoffs. First time in 16 seasons. They got to make up a 6-point deficit right now. There's a wraparound pass for slow-mo. They got to get this off quickly, and Rudy Gobert, he's able to make it from about 1 feet. He was right underneath the basket. It's Harrison Barnes quickly down the other lane. Gets his own rebound back. Malik Monk going to cast from the left wing side, too strong off the front of the rim. And now this will be recollected by Anthony Edwards. As you called, Nick, you settle this one down here with Ant. And Chris Finch got to like what he sees. You want to have your best closer with the basketball right now and bleed that time away. Now on the right wing side, Anthony Edwards. He makes a nice pass. This is moving around the horn. I thought Anderson would shoot it. Oh, what a dunk by McDaniels as he detonates. 114-104. Harrison Barnes quickly down the other way. Blocked by Gobert. That was a liftoff, Nick.
Jaden McDaniels, oh my goodness, uses the right hand, drives to the left, throws it down hard. See actually exactly what he does. Oh, Domantas Sabonis will put you on the wall there.
He was the launch pad for Domantas Sabonis. As Harrison Barnes, he's normally an 85% free throw shooter, and he misses one. Sacramento Kings and the Timberwolves, they've missed a lot of free throws. Kevin Huerter's going to check in. He's got 5 fouls, so they got to be careful with him. 3:46 left to go in this fourth. I do have someone that asked me a question on the YouTube side. I try not to look at it because I didn't want to laugh. He said, is Stephen Colbert and Rudy Gobert related? No, they are not related. But that's a good comment by you, sir. I had to look at that and glance and laugh. So this is picked up now by Mike Conley. McDaniels, he just threw an absolute poster down. This is an easier pass. What a step back for Conley, but he blew a wide open 3, but they still killed time, did Minnesota. As now it's De'Aaron Fox. He's going to have to make something happen. Fade away from 16. Save the rebound. Harrison Barnes thought about it. Goes down the lane for an even tougher 2. And this is just a mess inside the paint right now. We'll see what they call with 3:09. I agree with you.
Was that a shooting foul?
Looked like that could be a shooting foul, but I agree with you, Nick. I think they should have went out there for a 3. I thought there was 2 players wide open. At first, it was Harrison Barnes and De'Aaron Fox, and maybe Keegan Murray was the one that picked it up. That's what they're painting in right now. So Harrison Barnes does stop the clock, and he gets a chance to make the first free throw. He's got to make the second. 114-107. That's what they want the target score to be. So the Kings can pull this within 7 with 3:09. Before John out here with you on the play-by-play, being joined by Nick Edwards, as he was just driving around, being gracious enough to join me here for this last 3:08. And another split miss at the line. We'll take a commercial break. Timberwolves trying to close this one out, get back-to-back wins. 114-106. Come right back.
It's been a fun game, though. From what I've seen, it's been competitive, I assume. I was like checking the scoreboards throughout the night.
The most it was, Nick, was 12 for Minnesota, and that got taken away from them in the second quarter. It was a 33-23 run. They closed it out to the Kings, and then after that, it's been very back and forth. It's been a pretty good game.
Touching on Reid, by the way, I know that might be, he looks like he's 38 years old. He looks like he's on his last few years in the NBA at least. But he's only 23 and he's averaging really good stats. I think 13 and 9, somewhere around there.
Yes.
He's a good player, and he's been performing, especially in the last few games from them. And when they have an issue at center, they don't have an athletic guy that can run up the court, that can spread the floor, and he can still shot block with Gobert. And Gobert's great and everything. His contract's atrocious. We all know that.
Yes.
But can you really play him if the score was reversed? Gobert would be out right now.
Yeah, yes, he would be.
Gobert staying there.
And Reid, to your point, he's 23 years of age. He's athletic. He can get some blocks, some rebounds, and knock down the 3. That's a 2K big that you want. Someone was asking me, which player did I say had a movie screen on their forehead? That would be Kyle Anderson. That's I think he's got the movie screen forehead right now, but he's a great player. If Nick sees that, maybe he'll agree with me on that side. He just joined me in. He'll let me know if he's got a movie screen. He's got a big one. 3:08 left to go in this fourth. Again,
Reid. I've
Reid.
never watched a game where I'm looking for Kyle Anderson. So this
He's had a great game, so I got to give him full marks. I always think he's a good NBA player. He can do a little bit of everything, but we'll see if he'll be on the floor here. Again, I'll call it as I see it. I do see Kyle Anderson on the bench now, and I immediately, number 5, I notice it from a mile away, and I have 4 eyes.
It stretches out. Grand Canyon.
Okay, so I'm not the only one, so I'm glad that we agree on that side, because I'd feel bad. I'd have to send him a flower and some cards and some chocolates. So we get some. That is Austin Rivers. That is great job by you, Nick. You should be getting paid to do this. So we're looking at 7-10 right now. That's what I see on the NBC Sports California. Timberwolves just outside in the play-in. They win. They'll be tied with the Warriors. This is Conley. Has it now. Here for slow-mo. Kyle Anderson. You got Kevin Huerter on him. Huerter's got 5 fouls. Anderson, he's going to try to draw it immediately against Huerter, but he traveled instead. So 114-106. The good thing is that stops the clock, and that's going to give Sacramento an opportunity. Again, Nick, I don't think they have to rush here and try to get a 3, but they need to get a basket that they got to make. They got to get an efficient shot. So it's Fox, Harrison Barnes, and now it's Huerter on the left wing side. Huerter needs to make this bounce pass here from Sabonis. Huerter will get it back. Sabonis still with it. And in 5 seconds, he'll push off Gobert. He'll hook it in close, and Gobert will meet him at the rim, and he'll get the rebound. He was able to get a few baskets over Gobert in this game, but that time Rudy stood tall, and all you really have to do when you're 7'2" is put your hands up. As this is picked up now for Conley. He'll go left or right across the timeline. just be able to kill some time for Chris Finch's squad, as Nick had said, over the last few minutes. This is Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards trying to go down the lane, and this gets knocked away. And this will stay. Yes, this will stay with 0.8 seconds. So Minnesota's got to get something up quickly, maybe some kind of lob or whatever else they can do, something going to the lane to draw a foul. That's all he really can do. Kyle Anderson's going to have to be the trigger man. 2:07 left to go in this fourth. And they'll get Rudy Gobert off of a floater, and this is saved by Kyle Anderson. So this will be an opportunity for the Timberwolves to take more time away. And my feed's chopping a little bit. I apologize, as this is picked up now for Anthony Edwards toward the right wing side. He'll shoot the three. Too strong off the front of the rim. Tapped up by Gobert. And Gobert able to save it now for Conley, as Minnesota still clears more time. That's 2 straight offensive rebounds. They don't have that big man to finish it out. Yes, they do.
Just wanted more. Big game for them, being, I believe, what, the 7th or 8th seed.
Yes.
Right now, they need this win more than Sacramento. They're showing it.
And that would be absolutely large, as you said, Nick, because they just took out the Warriors the other night. Now you get to beat a really good Sacramento Kings team. Make no mistake about it. I can use really good Sacramento Kings in the same sentence, and nobody's going to bat an eye anymore. As this is picked up now, Rudy Gobert at the line, and he's been good at the line. He makes this one. It'll be 6 straight.
Looks like he changed his free throw routine, too. It looks a little more smooth, a little more
Doesn't it?
awkward, to be honest, but it does look a little more fluent. The ball spins well.
Yeah, you got to be.
More comfortable.
You got to be able to do that if you're Rudy. You got to imagine you're going to have a lot of time at the line, and you got to make yourself serviceable in some way if you can't guard the three-point shooters.
Very impressive.
So 6 of 6 here for Rudy in his last few trips. Minnesota almost at their largest lead. They're at 10. It was 12. 116-106. It looks like they're going to take this one home with 134 to go in the fourth. And there's a foul on the floor. Anthony Edwards looks a little puzzled, the 20-year-old. And again, it's hard to believe he's just that young. But man, oh man, he's going to be a good one for a long time.
One of the best players in the league, in my opinion, already. If you're doing a fantasy draft, he'd probably go in the top 10-ish picks.
I'd have to agree with you on that side. I'm not going to get any argument. The only one I'll ask you is which one of us are whiter, Nick? You, me, or Kevin Huerter?
Kevin Huerter has to be one of the whitest people I've ever seen in my life. So I'm going to go with Kevin Huerter on that one.
I would say even I have Kevin Huerter beat, and that's pretty close. So 116-108 as the Kings guard makes a couple. And this is picked up now by Mike Conley. Conley will go baseline. Leave it for Jaden McDaniels. That's a perfect pass. Got to knock this down as Anthony Edwards. He couldn't. And a foul is going to be called on the floor with a buck 16. Is it going to be on Keegan Murray is the question. There's a series of boos, so I'm assuming that's going to be the case, and the broadcast partner is correct, as Kevin Huerter was able to avoid getting a 6th foul. He had to spend pretty much the first 12 minutes of the third quarter on the bench. Jaden McDaniels missed it off the front of the rim. We'll get it again, but his play will be remembered in this game, and it will be remembered in a win with a thunderous dunk over Domantas Sabonis.
And this is the issue that I think a lot of people have with Sacramento is even though they're a good team, they have a great record. You see this every year. We can think back a couple years ago, the Atlanta Hawks every year. They were good for many years. And a great shot by Huerter cuts the lead down to 6.
Absolutely. That was area code. Go ahead and finish your thought.
Are they able to play well in meaningful games? Are they smart situationally? Do they use the clock to their advantage, slow down possessions, and limit the game? I think that's their problem, but they need to stop a mirror as McDaniels shoots the 18-footer. No.
So McDaniels misses off the front of the rim. Kevin Huerter gets the rebound. Kings can quickly push. It's De'Aaron Fox down the lane. He'll fake it. Keegan Murray all alone. And he missed the 3. This gets tapped out of the air. This is saved. And they got a foul right away. Absolutely. And Sabonis wraps it up. That was a shot that Keegan Murray, he's had a lot of those, Nick. I know you're joining late, but Keegan's had about 5 of those in the corner when he's been alone. He's about a 40% three-point shooter. He's just not knocked him down tonight.
Meaningful basketball, when stars shine, and when high-value guys, lower. Domantas Sabonis, unfortunately, great game, whatever, 24-10, decent. But we need that 28, 18, 12 kind of performance against a playoff team. This is a team that could play in the playoffs. Keegan Murray, another example.
Yep.
Got to make your shots when it matters most. I know he's young, but you're going to be a top 3 seed. You need to play better. But is that Alex Len? Am I seeing that correctly on my screen?
You have gotten every single one of your name call-outs correct. Yes. Alex Len. Again, he's
Suns are happy that he's not there.
Yes, he's another one of those 7'2" guys that plays more like a 6'4" guard. And I'm not saying it as far as putting the ball between your legs. I'm saying the size there. He just doesn't factor much inside.
So big free throw though here from Mike Conley. He misses this, and they can make a quick 3. This game is not over.
No, it's not. 117-111. Conley has another one coming here. He's got to make this one. Knocks it down. 118-111. And we're going to get a timeout on the floor. Minnesota out in front. They're 35 seconds away. We're getting into the 6th seed away from the play-in.
It's interesting to look at the West because Timberwolves are up a game against the Lakers and the Thunder. The Mavericks are a game and a half behind the Timberwolves. The Timberwolves really needed this win.
Yes, they did.
And against a high-seeded team, they're expected to lose. But I don't know their future schedule or who they're playing exactly, the Timberwolves off the top of my head. But this is a big win. This is probably one of their toughest games of the season, I would assume, left.
You'd have to imagine. I know someone asked us on the YouTube side, what position do you guys play in basketball? I know my broadcast partner was a high school point guard. I have cerebral palsy, so my only playing days is in 2K on that side. So, but we'll run the big man, we'll run some forwards or run some point. So we know how to play the game. We know the rules. We don't play it the way that everyone else plays in the video game side. But this has been a good, well-played game between Minnesota and Sacramento. 118-111 is the scoreline, and as Nick alluded to, this is a game that Minnesota really needs on that side of it, more so than Sacramento. But I also agree with Nick in this respect. If you want to be able to win these games, you need to get big-time performances, and Keegan Murray's missed some shots. Domantas Sabonis, 28 points. That sounds great, but where's the 35? Where's the couple extra? That's the kind of need in these margins. I know that sounds like a Shaquille O'Neal argument, but it's the truth. That's what you need in games like these. So De'Aaron Fox quickly will get across the timeline now. Dribble this in between his legs. He's going to have to let it go. Right wing 3, miss it off the front of the rim. This gets saved by Rudy Gobert, and they got a foul. So for Nick, for all intents and purposes, this is going to be a gigantic win for the Timberwolves off the back-to-back.
Incredible. This just shows you how important Rudy Gobert can be to your team. A lot of people will make fun of Rudy Gobert.
Myself included.
The contract.
Mm-hmm.
He's a good player, performs well, and this is the aging years of this team with Mike Conley probably done within the next 2 years, and Anthony Edwards' contract going up as Gobert finally misses one after a big night. But this is a big win for them, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people have kind of forgot about them, but they still have a big 4.
Yes, they do.
Edwards, Gobert, Cat's coming back. McDaniels is performing better. They have Anderson. It's a good team that could really throw some trouble in there against maybe a young, experienced team in the playoffs. And we're seeing it now against a team that could exactly play as Barnes misses that.
So, no, you're right about that. The only question is Rudy Gobert worth 5 first-round picks? You're never going to live up to that. But you're never going to live up to that. But the whole point is to take that next step if you're Minnesota. We're not talking about winning 1 round. We're talking about trying to win at least 2. Push yourself into the Western Conference Finals and see what you can do, because you're right. Again, this is a huge win. We have to mention it again. This is without Karl-Anthony Towns against a really good Kings team.
Back-to-back big games from the T-Wolves. Last night, I believe Cat had the big game winner.
He did.
Good by the T-Wolves to play hard with him out, get another win, get another rest. disappointing with the Kings. Every time I watch them play, they lose.
It's one of those things for me too. When I go ahead and cover a basketball game, Nick, I always get a game that's like 40 points. So I'm just glad to see this one be relatively close. I know how you feel. 15 seconds left. The Timberwolves still up by 5. It would take a monumental turnaround as Davion Mitchell get a little bit of a hand slaps on that side. But we still have to finish this off. Again, I have Mark Jones on the commentary, who also works for ESPN, because I always have to hear the words hotter than fish grease, and it drives me crazy, but can't get away from it.
And to the young viewer that was asking about positions, hey man, I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you go out and play basketball. Even if you're a short kid, go out and play, have fun, learn the game, you'll be a good teammate.
That's really what it's all about. It's not about all the other theatrics, just fitting in with the system, being a good teammate. I agree.
That's why all these guys can play at this level, is even though they're shorter and taller and stronger, they're smart. Learn the game first.
Those are very true words. 15 seconds.
Amazing to see Mike Conley still in the league. Wow.
Mike Conley has had one of those careers, Nick, where, I mean, he's been good everywhere he's been, but he's also made himself a lot of coin. He's been a professional all the way across. And I could never say anything disparaging about Mike Conley. I might have some jokes here and there, but if I could ever have the career of Mike Conley, I think he'd sign me up for that all day long. Because you got 15 seconds left to go, and this will be smartly thrown in the backcourt, still not fouling for whatever reason. That wasted 4 seconds off the clock. So Davion Mitchell will have to pick this one up, and this is going to put Minnesota back at the free throw line. They're going to try to make this a finale here, try to go up to 120, 113 as it's Anthony Edwards. 6 of 15 shooting, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. He's missed quite a few free throws in this game, though. Missed another one. That was no jinx. He'll be 4 of 8 if he makes this one. And I actually thought he was a little bit better free throw shooter than that. So maybe he's just having a rough game, or maybe that is one of his points that he's got to work on as Keegan Murray gets set to check in.
He's got a nice stroke with his form and everything. He should be good. This might be an off night for him. Regularly, he's at a 25% or about 25-point score. And De'Aaron Fox has just been off in this fourth quarter.
Yes, he has.
Like they just really lost all mojo.
He's always the closer, but he's not been able to close now. As it's De'Aaron Fox on a 5-second step back right wing 3. Missed it off the front of the rim. Trey Lyles gets blocked. The time is still rolling down. And that's going to do it. The Sacramento Kings still need to get one more win to clinch a playoff spot. But the Minnesota Timberwolves, they are now your 6th seed, and they get to stay away from the play-in just for this night. So a huge win, Nick, as you said. This is back-to-back wins for Minnesota against Golden State. And now the Sacramento Kings, your final, 119-115. Minnesota takes it.
Unbelievable. The Warriors by wow, they dropped down to 7. Am I seeing that correctly? Wow.
Yep.
Warriors and the Lakers. The Mavericks are out of the playoff push, or the play-in game, I should say, at this point. And you know what? I will say, and I think you were the same as I was, when we first heard the play-in, we always thought the 7-8 deserved it no matter what. It's starting to look pretty good now. It's starting to understand, and I think other sports are going to start to implement this because it brings a little more excitement to these regular season games, especially tonight.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think those teams that are in the 9 and 10 certainly have that spot. I want to address this question here with you, Nick, before we actually close this broadcast. Same guy was asking me, he said, speaking of learning the game, he said, do you think Mark Cuban the other day had a point about contesting the Mavs loss because of bad refs? What do you say to that?
You want me to go first on this?
Go ahead.
Go first. It's your show.
Go ahead.
You know, it's a double-edged sword. You want your owner to be passionate. You want your coach, you want your players to be passionate about it. So I do like the fact that he can drop the $20,000 fine or penalty, whatever it is, to protest the game. I like that side of it. But in reality, no. It's a dumb call. lot of people talk about the referee situation and why did they give them the ball? Why was the back referee all the way back with the Mavericks? This is a live game. This is a live play call. So wherever players are, referees need to be. So I don't think the Mavericks have any way of winning the protest because when you simply look at it, they did everything they could. The Mavericks were just wrong. Two, when you look at the referee, didn't one of the referees initially say Mavericks ball correctly, and then the head official overruled him. So that's part of the rules that they have. So I think the Dallas Mavericks, and we haven't seen a protest in many years. I can't even remember one that's actually won. It might be 2009, 2010-ish range. I have to look at my stats on that. But at the end of the day, Dallas simply forgot what end they were playing on. I think that's what's going to end up happening when you look at the commissioner and all the referees association. When they communicate together, they're going to look at that and say Dallas simply was dumb. And we have dumb plays that happen throughout a game, or you forget, or you don't, lackadaisically don't focus. But I don't think I've ever seen a team allow a layup like that. They thought they were on the opposite end. Am I speaking gibberish there, or you understand what I'm saying when I talk about that third referee? Because I think that's what a lot of people are talking about around the NBA circles is why was a referee on the opposite end of the court? So when when Golden State scored that quick layup, their third referee was back with the Dallas Mavericks. A lot of people thought that was their inbound referee, when in fact a referee always has to be behind the players. So even if five guys are just allowing an easy layup on their end, the referee always has to see the full play. Am I making sense on that? And I'm watching the play as I'm talking about it because I needed a little refresher. But Dallas makes sense. They should protest it. I like Mark Cuban doing it, but I don't think they're going to win it.
No, you got everything on that side. You saw everything, so I can't speak to the question. That's why I threw it out to you. But I do want to close with this, though, as far as my thought process on it. When you think about the trade for Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic, this is not working out too well for Dallas right now. And also, you have to think about when the season's over, Kyrie needs a contract. So you ended up moving on from players like Dorian Finney-Smith and some of the other ones like that were good rotational pieces. I'm not saying the Mavericks are a great team, but maybe there could be some chemistry issues. But the one thing that really concerns me before I close all this out is Jason Kidd's starting to look like that same coach that he was in Milwaukee. And for those that are not paying attention, that's not good. And when you're thinking about, do I need Jason Kidd to recruit Kyrie Irving or Luka Doncic? I don't care about that anymore. The way that this team is looking right now, the way I hear some of these things about Luka Doncic saying he only really cares about EuroLeague basketball, he doesn't watch NBA games on that side of it. He's more interested in doing his recovery beers and smoking hookah and doing some of these other things and not conditioning himself and getting, 17 technical fouls now to lead in the NBA. If you're too busy complaining about a bunch of other things, then all the other players on your team are going to follow those kind of things. So I think there's a lot of other stuff to worry about rather than just one call right now. There's some problems in this organization. And Mark
You're
Cuban,
right,
yeah.
But I have to, and I would love to come on the podcast on Spotify or whatever and argue this. I actually think Dallas, now that I've really thought it through, it makes sense for me. I think this was a play more for the future when you think about Kyrie.
Yeah, you got to get him signed.
Kyrie Irving, he's about to be I believe he's a restricted free agent or under one of the two.
Yeah.
I'm talking, but he's going to, open free agency to get a new contract in June. But I think this was a sign from Mark Cuban saying, "Hello, Luka, we can give you stars.
Yes.
Once free agency opens in the summer, we're going to add another piece. Kyrie Irving, Luka, whoever is an incoming free agent, potentially maybe they could do a trade for a Jimmy Butler. That starts to look at a team where you go 1, 2, 3 down the board, Luka controlling the ball. Makes sense. And so they're going to have some issues. And the problem is both of them are injured. They've been injured a lot. They're injury prone.
Yes.
So they need more games together. Obviously, not rooting for any Dallas teams because I think their fans are atrocious at times. But I'm always rooting for good basketball and for good players. And Luka Doncic is a historic player. When we look at him at the end of his career, he will be a top 15, 20 player in the league very easily. I think his talent alone will be in there. But he could be a top 10 even. But he's the Magic Johnson of our generation where he doesn't always need to score to be efficient. But with him, like you said, his attitude is the biggest problem. That all comes to maturity. And let's also remember he's only 24 years old, if I'm correct. So he's got a lot of time, correct?
No, he does, and you're right. I think that move for Kyrie Irving, as you said, that's got to be a bigger picture thing. But again, it is. You know this just as much as well because he was on the Celtics. It's about Kyrie. If he doesn't want to sign and he doesn't see something that he likes, well, then you made the move for nothing. But you got to hope if you're Dallas, you get him signed, you get someone else signed, and figure out where all things go. I'm going to go ahead and close out this broadcast because I got to write the game story. I appreciate you hopping on, Nick. And we will catch up soon, and we will talk soon, I'm sure.
It was fun, man. Good games. Hope to see you soon.
All right. Sounds good. See you, everybody. All right, guys, I will see you tomorrow between the Calgary Flames and the LA Kings. Cooper Hopkins is going to join me for that one. Should be about a 9:15 Eastern puck drop. I believe he's going to be able to join no matter what. He's going to be available. So that's going to be a big one. Calgary is going to need to pick up the points. So I'll see you tomorrow for some NHL action. Have a good one, everybody. Peace.